Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Said we'll keep things rolling here momentarily. Might have to send it to break just a little bit early. This other microphone working, Kyle? Yeah. I'll move over. Hello. Which one?
Hello. There we go. I'm not sure what's going on right now, but some of these microphones are acting a little bit goofy. So if you don't see me on the YouTube, I'm one spot over. Here on the radio, hello. Welcome into the show, everybody. Kyle's going to try to get that fixed up. Here's the thing. The Pistons have survived. That's the nice part about today. The Pistons have survived. And my simple question for everybody out there is, have they reeled you back in? Do you believe in them? Because after a game last night, I really don't know how you couldn't. I went into last night's game thinking that there's a real chance this can be a team that can come back from 3-1. There's a real chance that the Pistons can do something historic and repeat history from 2003 when they trailed the Magic 3-1. Franz Wagner being out was reason number one. Reason number two, Cade Cunningham. That was his breaking out party. That was him entering his prime. 45 points from your guy. Again, Orlando has done a great job of being like, you know what? Duren's doing nothing. We're going to force Cade to be a score-first guy. And he's said, all right, bet. I'll be a score-first guy. Here's 39 for you. Here's 45 last night. Prior to last night, in the regular season, there was 4 games in the regular season in which Cade scored 35. And he's gone 45-39 so far in this series. That, to me, guys, was 90 to 95% of what Cade Cunningham looks like at his peak. The best version of Cade Cunningham, we saw a glimpse of it last night. We saw a little glimpse of what the best version of Cade Cunningham can be. Now, the only thing that there is still there, like the last tiny step for him to take, is don't have 6 turnovers. But with 45 points, you'll take it. 5 from 8 from downtown, you'll take it. Lights out from the free throw line, you'll take it. This was a shocking game for those. Like this is a national media turning point for Cade Cunningham. The way that we are going to talk about this guy, the way that the national media is going to talk about him, is different starting last night. He's walking himself into a top 5 player in the NBA conversation. This is it. Check, check, check. He's passing all the tests that are being thrown at him. He hasn't been a score-first player this year. And now Orlando's saying, well, we're going to take away all your other options. Okay, sweet. Sweet. You can't stop me. Once I'm hitting my threes, I'm virtually unguardable. You can't guard him when he's hitting his threes. That was always the setback. That was always the flaw. Cade Cunningham, not the most lights-out three-point shooter. Well, he was last night. And when you have to step out and guard him out on the three-point line, guess what? There is no guarding him. When he's not turning the ball over, that makes him one of the 3 to 4 best players in the league. That was the type of breakout game that he had last night. Hey, I have arrived as one of the best few players in this league. He's second in points per game in the playoffs, only behind the guy who's about to be the back-to-back MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's the only guy averaging more points than him in the playoffs right now. I get it. Their back's against the wall still. It's hard to say he's going to be this great of a player. He's coming along. He's entering his prime. But I really do believe that last night was the premier breakout Cade Cunningham entering his prime game. He's 24. It's not like he's 22 anymore. It's not like he's 30. This is when players enter their prime. This is the beginning of his prime. This was his coming out party last night. And for him to do it against another former number 1 overall pick with their backs against the wall in the playoffs, and they go basket for basket, and Cade ends up out-dueling Paolo. 2 back-to-back number 1 overall picks back-to-back years. They go basket for basket, and Cade wins the battle. That right there is superstar stuff. I know Duren has, for the most part, disappeared, but he got the stink off of him for the most part last night. It's not fully gone. It's not like we've got the full JD from the regular season. But, last night he didn't stink it up. He took what was given to him, did a little bit extra beyond that. It wasn't a dominant performance, but he had 5 offensive rebounds. That guy still is not there, and Cade, it hasn't mattered. Here we go. Franz Wagner, more than likely not coming back. If he does, he's not going to be a 100% version of himself. You got to win one more game in Orlando on Friday, and you're going to be forcing a Game 7. A Game 7 at home in LCA. This is what it's all about, man. 2 best words in all of sports. We've got a chance to see it on Sunday. That is if the Pistons can survive one more game. So here is what I ask you. Has this team reeled you back in? Do you really believe that this team is capable of pulling themselves back out of this series where they trailed 3-1? Are they capable of being the 14th team in NBA history to come back from 3-1? Are they capable of repeating history from 2003 when they trailed Orlando 3-1 as the 1 seed and ended up winning, making it all the way to the conference finals? I'm in. I'm bought in. I'm ready to be heartbroken. I don't care, man. I really do believe that this team is going to go the distance in this series and potentially through the Eastern Conference. They trailed 3-1, so what? That's in the past. The future is Friday and Sunday. Win 2 games and you survive. Win 1 game and you get a home game back at LCA. This is what we all dream of in the playoffs. I know it's round 1, but come on. It doesn't get better than this. Have they reeled you all the way back in? Are you starting to believe again? 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Iron Stack Technology brings you our 9 o'clock hour. As always, we talk about the game plan all the time on this show. Well, Iron Stack Technology, that's how they approach IT. You don't want to focus on your IT when you're running your business, okay? You want Iron Stack to be able to do that for you, and that is exactly what they're capable of doing. Get back to running your business. Let Iron Stack focus on the IT. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Okay, we should be back now. There we go. For a while, I felt like that was NBC, Kyle. We were watching the NBC NBA. We were just doing a little imitation there, but
yeah, that's all it was.
Thank you, Kyle, for getting that back up and running so efficiently. I really do believe that the Pistons are going to win this series, Kyle, for a handful of different reasons. As I laid out in the open, I think that was Cade Cunningham's breakout game. We've known this guy was a superstar or had the ability to become a superstar. Last night, I feel like that was him kind of taking a step into his prime on a national stage against another number one overall pick, going basket for basket with him. And Cade essentially saying, like, look, I'm a pass-first guy, but that's not the game that we have to play today. In order for us to win, I have to put the team on my back. I've got to take 23 shots. That's exactly what he ended up doing. Hits his threes. Still a little bit of a turnover issue. That's why I think last night was about 90 to 95% of what peak Cade Cunningham looks like. That was the best game of his career, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The 6 turnovers is the only thing holding me back from saying that's exactly what the best version of Cade is. But if the 6 turnovers are 2 turnovers or 3 turnovers instead, that's the best version of Cade Cunningham that we can possibly get. He was unsolvable for Orlando last night. So that would be reason number 1. I think that this team can come back and come back from 3-1 and win this series and move on to the second round.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a major performance from 2 elite stars. I mean, this series has been really gross from just a aesthetic standpoint. It's been a bang bang series, defense, a lot of bad shots, a lot of bad misses coming from both of these sides all series long. And then last night you get this back and forth offensive performance from both of the stars. Talk about a flip of how this series has shifted. But yeah, I mean, the Magic had one of their better games as well, I felt, in this series. The Magic shoot 45% from deep. They make 17 threes. And, of course, their star also had 45 points, and they lose. That's got to be pretty encouraging for the Pistons.
That's a gut punch for Orlando,
yeah,
too.
Absolutely.
Our best player goes for 45, and we still don't come away with a win. Reason number 2, I think the Pistons are going to win this series is I just don't think Franz is coming back. And if he is, I think it's going to be more of a detriment to Orlando's lineup than anything. Franz right now, plus 23 is the highest on the team of any plus-minus for Orlando in the playoffs so far. He's been their most important guy. There's less size with him out there. Underrated defender, too. The shots are just harder to come by for their offense in general because Jamal Cain last night had 5 points and 1 assist compared to Franz Wagner, who's 17 a game and a pretty good distributor of the ball, too, when he's getting double-teamed. Cain doesn't have the ability to do that. That's a pretty huge loss for Orlando if he doesn't come back.
Well, and even he's after Cade has a game like that, their shift would likely be, if Franz was coming back, to put Franz on Cade. Because Cade was just, Jalen Suggs is a great defender, no doubt about it. But Cade's size is just too much. He was shooting over the top of him and Bane all day long. They were just not able to get the right contest. He has the frame to drive on both of them as well and hit that nice little short step-back mid-range shot that he loves to shoot, and he was nailing it again last night. So, with Franz Wagner there, Cade doesn't score 45 last night, and they would probably have Franz stick on Cade the rest of the series. And they don't have that option because he's likely not coming back.
And even if he does come back, there's just no way you can put a guy with a calf injury on the other team's best player. You just can't do it. The only answer they had for Cade last night, and I don't even know if it was an answer as much as it was, let's try this, and it wasn't as bad, was throwing Paolo on Cade. And you're just asking Paolo to do too much on both ends, though. He's going to be tired by the time the fourth quarter rolls around if that's an in-game adjustment that you're doing going into Game 6. Because you're right. Between, Bane and Suggs, those guys are just too small to guard Cade. With the combination of his broad shoulders, his upper body strength, and his footwork, which was just on cloud 9 last night, he had back-to-back possessions where he made Jalen Suggs turn around and hit a step-back 3 on him. And then he made Paolo, basically fall out of his shoes the next possession on a little turnaround, shimmy shake, Hakeem Olajuwon from 15 feet out. He just missed the jumper. The footwork combined with the size and strength from him, that's why I said, when he's hitting his threes like he was last night, he's unguardable. There's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely. I mean, even every shot he was hitting, he was hitting all the mid-range shots. He was hitting that sidestep in the short mid-range area. He was making all of the jumpers last night, and obviously we know how good he is as a driver, and it helps, when you go 14 of 14 from the free throw line. I mean, all the Cade free throw issues that we've talked about. Whew, he heard all of that.
Reason number 3, I think that the Pistons are going to win this series. Game 7 at home. You played all regular season and had 60 wins to
We're
have
already talking about Game 7?
home court advantage. If you win one more game, history's on your side. 115-40. The home team is in Game 7 in NBA history. However, since the bubble, so post-bubble, the home team's only 7-9. Why do you think that is? Where all of a sudden home court advantage has, I don't want to say disappeared because the history ultimately favors the Pistons in a Game 7, but the last 4 or 5 postseasons, the home court advantage hasn't been the same. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I honestly don't know. Maybe just the level of play is better. But, I mean, there isn't any rhyme or reason to this, I feel like, right? The fans are still fans. Like, players are just used to playing in better environments coming up. I really don't know, honestly.
I think that might be part of it. Just like the players are used to getting criticized and yelled stuff
When
at
they're
from such a
15
young
years
age
old,
now
yeah.
that maybe it doesn't affect him as much.
I mean, what about the flip side of this stat? Teams that are up 3-2 have gone on to win the series 84% of the time. And Orlando has Game 6 at home. Like, I love the Game 7 stat. Pistons still got to win, like, a game on the road before that even happens.
Yeah, they do. But no Franz Wagner. Cade Cunningham's the best player in the series.
Banchero would like a word on that.
I still just
agree.
think it's
yeah.
Cade.
I mean, he is, yes.
Although Paolo has been about as better than I possibly could have imagined so far in the playoffs.
That was an unreal game from him last night. It felt like every single time that the Pistons were like ready to put this thing away, Banchero just had another 3 in him.
Oh my God, they brought it to within 3 after being in control for 95, 97% of the game. All of a sudden it's a 3-point game and the Pistons miss their field goal attempt to try to ice it. Luckily they end up getting the offensive rebound and Cade's able to shimmy Jalen Suggs right off of him and hit the dagger. But when they missed that shot, I had some dark thoughts going through my head. I actually had to come to the realization their season actually might be over. And I didn't think that the entire game up until there was 30 seconds left.
And not only was their season about to be over, but it could have been over in a game where Cade broke the franchise record for points in a game. That would have been at home. That would have been the worst way ever to go out.
Mm-hmm. Just can't win at home. Not the case though. They've eliminated that narrative. Jalen Duren got rid of the stench on him. I'm not going to say he's totally clean. It's lingering, that stench. If you put your nose right on him, you can still kind of smell it. But prior to yesterday, he was the kid. He was like the kid in high school who walks in. Everybody kind of just knows. Yeah, that's kind of the smelly kid. Jalen Duren, he's gotten rid of that. He's not necessarily stinking anymore, but obviously he's not been the regular season version of himself. So I think for the most part, he's gotten rid of that stench.
So you're saying he applied deodorant, still hasn't taken a shower.
Yeah, he did the Axe bomb.
He's masking it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Axe bomb. Honestly, I thought the Axe bomb was always worse. I would rather
Worse
you
than
just.
BO?
I would rather you just smell bad. I think.
I don't know, man. Depends how severe the BO is. But I think either way, he's gotten rid of the BO for the most part. It smells like something different now.
And it feels like the smell analogy is I can't get over it.
It's pretty good.
It felt like the Pistons have tried this throughout the series to get him going early, and sometimes it felt like it was being forced a little bit too much. Like, hey, that's why all these turnovers are happening.
Sometimes.
Because we're trying to pass.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it was every game basically. But yesterday, once again, they're not going away from it. They're trying to get Duren going early. And the very first possession, he gets the and one on Wendell Carter. That was the first time this whole series where I was like, okay, here we go. I think we're about to get a Duren game. And I thought he was just overall good. I don't think there was many long stretches of spurts where he was bad.
He wasn't forcing his way onto the box score.
Yeah, and he had a similar stats to he's had in other games in this series. But overall, there wasn't a 3-minute stretch. There wasn't a 6-minute stretch where I was like, Duren is just what is he doing out there? That doesn't look like the All-NBA Duren. He was fine. He definitely had his best game, yes.
5 offensive rebounds. That was maybe the most important part. I was also thinking about this. I don't know how it took me this long, 5 games in, to realize this or remember this. I used to hoop with someone I used to date's current boyfriend. That was definitely harder for that guy than it was for me. This
I see
shouldn't
what
be
you're
hard
saying.
on Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren should be the one with the mind games advantage over Wendell Carter Jr. It should not be the other way around. And for a while, it felt like it was. Now that it's flipped, at least like kind of flipped in Game 5, I feel like Jalen Duren should just be able to be like, you know what? This is not weird for me at all. You're stuck with this someone I just ended.
Yeah, my leftovers.
My leftovers. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember when I used to hoop with a guy like that, it wasn't awkward for me. It was fun. It's like, yeah, we're giving it to this guy today.
And it was probably, like not as high of stakes for you.
No,
I would
just
assume,
at the
right?
Y.
Yeah, not like in the NBA playoffs or anything like that.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Way more
because
awkward for the current boyfriend.
most of this has been thrown on to Duren. Like, oh, how bad has it got to be that this guy is dogging you in the playoffs and he's got your ex-girl? Which, like, yeah, it's bad that Duren's playing bad, but it kind of just leans in the favor of whoever is playing better, right? Because then you can use it to your advantage. If I'm Jalen Duren, I'm like, dude, why is your girl still thinking about me so much? Why is she
Exactly.
posting me on her IG story more than you? Like, that's what I would be saying.
I'm with you. Asar Thompson, reason number 5. This is the most 1 of 1, although it's funny because he has a twin, so it's really 2 of 2, right? 1 of 2. 1 of 2 freak of nature I've ever seen in my entire life. 15 boards, 6 points, 6 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks. Joins Charles Barkley as the only players in the history of the league to put up those stats in the playoffs. It's always fun when you nitpick the stats and then find that there's only been one other person to do it. But when it's a Hall of Famer, I feel like it's worth mentioning. A first ballot Hall of Famer, nonetheless.
Yeah, I totally think so. I mean, we were talking about this pre-show. Like, how many times this series are we going to be like, oh, wow, that was Asar Thompson's best game of his career? Because it's happened twice already.
He flies around.
He was unbelievable last night, man. I mean, and he has been unbelievable in several games in this series. Like, I thought in both in the game that they lost to go down 3-1, he was great in that game as well. And in the game on Saturday. Like, he's had 3 straight really good performances now. Last night was just different, though. He's everywhere. I mean, it's unreal how often he is just in on a play. He's in on a not even creating a steal, poking a steal, making a guy uncomfortable. In on every rebound, essentially, on offense, too. Like, he had so many offensive rebounds in this one, and I think that was a major reason why the Pistons won this game was him and Duren on the offensive glass.
He just spawns out of nowhere, and then the arms just like, it's like he's got the go-go gadget arms. They just reach out and grab a ball out of nowhere. Like the possession where they inbound it to Paolo, and Asar just kind of just poof, is just right there and steals the ball from him, ends up out of bounds. So I think Asar technically gets a steal and then a turnover.
Yes.
But, like,
Still,
it just slows down
where did he
the
come
possession.
from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched the replay of it this morning, and I still don't understand how he got that ball.
Yeah, he's been amazing. And really the only solve that Orlando has had for him in that game, because without Franz, I thought that the Pistons were able to use him more effectively, was, hey, when they sticked Asar on Paolo, Banchero was just shooting. He was like, my only result is just to shoot over him, and Paolo was nailing his shots. So, like, kudos to him for doing that. But he couldn't put the ball on the floor being guarded by Asar. Like, no way.
I feel like Asar Thompson's become a good litmus test for Pistons fans. Like, if you're just like, hey, give me your thoughts on Asar Thompson, and the first thing someone says is, well, he can't shoot. It's just like, all right, I think I know everything I need to know about this guy.
It is true. It's not like it's false.
Yeah, I know, but if that's the first thing that gets brought
Sure.
up, I think it's a good litmus test in a way. It's like, if you're just going to go right to the fact that he can't shoot and ignore all the other incredible stuff that he does, I don't know if we're going to be able to have engage in a conversation.
That was always Isaiah Stewart was always the guy for that. Like, what do you think about Isaiah Stewart? Which I still think that is. What do you think of Beef Stew? Oh, he fights guys. Oh, he pushes guys around. Like what John was saying the other day, Well,
John's John.
Isaiah Stewart is an elite defensive player, similar to Asar Thompson. Like,
Stu's an incredible rim protector. Asar, I don't even know. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this.
He's a
with
defensive
Asar.
specimen, maybe.
The best defenders I think I've always seen is for non-big men like Kawhi, Draymond. I guess I wouldn't count him as like a rim protecting big man, but
he's like an all around like a tool defensively. Yeah,
this Asar is something different. I don't really know what it is. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, but it's totally different. He just racks up the stocks night in, night out. Reason number 6, I think the Pistons are going to win this series. Orlando is shooting 70% from the line in the playoffs. That's the worst of any team that's alive right now. Worst of any team that made the playoffs. I don't know why I'm supposed to believe that just gets fixed overnight. Paolo's just been as great of a playoff performer as he's been in his career. Not a very good free throw shooter come playoff time. 62%. Not good.
Whereas our star,
Doesn't miss.
perfect.
Reason 7, Danis Jenkins is going to hit a 3 at some point, right? He's 2 for 17.
Feels like last night was the night.
2 for 17 from behind the arc. 8 for 31 from the field. 6 for 12 from the free throw line. He's got to do it at some point, right? I was at the gym at the community center a couple days ago. I started talking to a guy about the Pistons, naturally. And he was like, I think Marcus Sasser should play. And at first I was like, there's not really room for him. After last night, where Danis Jenkins like literally can't make a shot, I don't know. I'm not necessarily opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it. It is something that coaches, I think, try not to do, is just go away from what worked for them in the regular season. And, like, Danis was better than Sasser this year. But at some point, like you said, like, is he ever going to make a shot? Last night he really struggled, and he struggled all playoffs. But, like, last night, man, it was – without that little fast break layup that he had, it would have been the worst game any Piston has had all playoffs. He'll make one, right?
The thing with Sasser
Right,
is every time he's ever had to play minutes, I feel like he just comes in and bangs threes. Like, there's no inconsistency with him. You know exactly what you're getting. With Danis, it's a little bit more up in the air. But he's got to hit a 3 at some point.
You got to play one or the other, too. They can't, like, try to mix in each of them to get minutes. It's the playoffs. Like, you got to choose one.
Reason number 8, Orlando wasted the incredible Paolo game. That's just bad voodoo, bad something, bad omen. Your star player scores 45 and you find a way to lose. I don't know, man.
Yeah, how's it going to get better than that with no Franz? Like, Paolo did literally everything he could to win Orlando that game. He was amazing. Like, it was unreal how good he played. And with no Franz, like, you're not getting 45 again from Banchero.
No.
Pistons are going to
Although
start.
I will say we don't really have an answer for guarding him other than Isaiah Stewart.
I think they did a good job of this. And
Or
he
Cade.
scored
Cade
45
did a pretty
points.
good job, too.
I thought they did a good job of sending a second guy relatively quickly in the fourth quarter. I mean, and that was when Paolo was going off, was the fourth quarter. He just couldn't miss a jumper. That was the big issue. Like, he was hitting really tough jump shots.
And he's another guy where it's like when he's hitting his jump shots, he just becomes pretty difficult to guard. But I think
He becomes unbelievable to guard.
I think through 5 games, it's been pretty apparent. Tobias Harris can't guard him. Jalen Duren, I mean, you can throw him at him theoretically. He will get into foul trouble, though. It's just a guarantee. And I think Isaiah Stewart's kind of the lone guy who can do it, but you want him closer to the rim.
Yeah. And
Nobody
Asar,
else can
like,
do it.
And Asar, it feels like a waste to put him on Banchero almost. Like, it feels like you would rather have Asar be the guy that comes to Paolo off of the double, the guy
Yes.
that's in the passing lane. That's where he's most effective. But obviously, they're gonna try a lot of different things because you cannot allow him to have that type of game again.
But ultimately, the biggest reason is the first reason that I laid out. Cade Cunningham's the best player in the series, and I think he's just scratching the surface and taking the first steps into his prime after a game like that last night. 989-837-6125. Have the Pistons reeled you back in? Do you believe that this team can get it done and come back from 3-1? It's the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. As always, the 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. The show is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Let's go to the mid messages here. Paul says, I doubt the Magic will gamble with Franz. They will play the same guys as they did in Game 5. They will need Franz later if they advance. A wake-up for the Pistons to go full throttle. I'd be stunned if Franz Wagner played at all the rest of the series. There's no way that you can bring a guy back who's dealing with a calf injury, knowing what you know about the calf injuries over the past couple of years, that playoff intensity can lead to a torn Achilles, which could keep him out all of next year as well. It's just unfair to the player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with Paul here. This one's pretty obvious. They can't play him. He's injured. Like, he's severely injured. He can't play.
Nate says, just hoping that we hang in there back in Orlando. Orlando's going to be ready, but are the Pistons? The question is that. Play B-ball Paul down low. JD has exposed himself in this series. I don't know, man. I think Jalen Duren kind of earned his way back into not that he ever lost anything. I guess there was that stretch in Game 3 where B-ball Paul did. I don't want to say Jalen Duren got benched, but he got soft benched for a little bit there. I don't think there's a reason to play B-ball Paul right now. I don't think the Pistons are in dire need for that right now.
I think there was a time for it, like you said. I mean, when he did get a.k.a. soft benched in Game 4, there was rhyme and reason behind it. But if Stu is not in foul trouble, like there's no reason that if you ever want to take Duren off the floor, it should just be Stu out there, you know? Like, Stewart has been so good in this series. He continues to pick up those fouls on the free throws. But, like, he's still been so good, he's got to be out there as much as he can when Duren's not in the game.
If Paul Reed didn't have the nickname B-Ball Paul, would people be demanding that he comes in as much as they are right now?
Oh, really? We're doing that?
Just asking.
I don't think so. Now, he does have the best nickname ever, but...
Stan Van Gundy said Beef Stew was the best nickname in the NBA
Beef
last
Stew
night.
is the best nickname on the Pistons, 100%. By the way, like, I can't get enough of the, like, when Prime is doing these games, of the both of these teams fired Stan Van Gundy thing. I think it's so funny that they play into that. I think it's hilarious.
I like Stan Van Gundy on the call.
I do too,
He's
man.
really good.
And he's super, like, he thinks that's funny that they're making fun of him. Like, I like that.
Brett says, if Franz comes back, there's no way the Pistons are going to win. They can barely win without Franz in there. It also took Paolo scoring 45 for the Pistons to barely win. But I guess Cade had 45 as well.
Yeah, they
so
both
those kind of cancel each other
Exactly.
out.
You can make the argument on both sides about this guy had 40. Like, if you're the Magic, you're probably thinking, well, Cade's not going to score 45 again. Well, Paulo's not going to score 45 again, so it makes things interesting.
Jen says they were expected to win this game. Game 6 will be the real test. I wouldn't say this was a very impressive win. Man, I don't know.
Just because they were expected to win, it's not impressive?
I would say this was an incredibly impressive Cade Cunningham performance. Like, that's the best game Cade's ever played in his career, and he's played some pretty damn good basketball. Part of it's impressive.
I think you could argue this was their best win of the series. I understand that they had the huge 30-3 run in Game 2 or whatever it was, but, like, this game was actually tight the whole time. They were in that, like, 6 to 12 point lead the entirety of the game. That's difficult to do, man, especially when the best player on the other team is going off as much as he was.
Greg says, how can LeVert get more than 20 minutes and Holland can't get off the bench? I feel like LeVert's been pretty good. I always had my doubts about LeVert in a playoff game. I just thought he would try to take over and do a little bit too much. He hasn't been doing that at all. I think he's been valuable to the offense, where Holland, he's not helping get buckets by any means. LeVert can at least create some baskets for himself.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Game 4, the Pistons bench just outplayed the Magic's bench once again, and LeVert is certainly part of that.
I think that's not going away. It's maybe my favorite part about this. Wayne says, the way Bickerstaff is doing Holland and Reed is straight up wrong. Both of them are way better than LeVert. More on the LeVert thing. I don't know, man. I don't think either of those guys can get their own baskets the way that LeVert can. I know Reed's a little bit different because he can get his own basket. Reed creates chaos, and I think when your back's against the wall, maybe chaos is not the worst thing in the world. I think the Pistons' backs are like they're not against the wall right now. They're like a step away.
But they were last night. I mean, they absolutely were.
And they won without him.
Yeah, but like last night would have been the night to play Ron, I feel like. And they were up the whole game. So maybe if they were like losing in the game, they need some sort of spark. But I don't know. I understand, like, you want Asar Thompson out there as much as you can. You're probably not going to play the Asar-Ron combo. I mean, you could. They've done it at plenty of times this season. But Javonte Green is another guy who I think has been really good. He's got to be out there as much as he can when Asar's not in the game. So it's hard to find room for Ron Holland right now. I would like for them to still. Like, I think he's that valuable, and I think he can provide a spark. So if there's any situation where they're down, the Magic are on a run, that feels like the time for Ron Holland. But the Magic never really went on like a significant run last night. You know, the Pistons seemed to hold off any sort of momentum that the Magic brought.
Will makes a really good point. Will says if the Pistons get to Game 7, there will be Sunday Night Baseball being played in Detroit the same time that a Game 7 is going to be being played, or at least the same day. I almost wonder if the city of Detroit would step in and be like, can this please be a 1 o'clock start for the Pistons? Like, we can't really have two different crowds both populating sold-out arenas in the same time frame.
Oh, because of the Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
Who we are sending someone to.
Already did.
Well, yeah.
I almost wonder if, like, they purposely will not have the Pistons game be a Sunday night game.
Well, it's interesting because if there's another Game 7, then the time slots are really going to be messed up. You know, if there's multiple Game 7s that happen on Sunday, then stuff's going to get really weird that day.
It's just going to be 6:30 and 9, right? Maybe 1. There could be 3 Game 7s.
There could be 3 Game 7s. Yeah, that's right. Raptors, Cavs, Rockets, Lakers are the other 2 series that are 3-2 that would finish that day.
I really only think there's going to be 1, though. I really think it's just going to be the Pistons. And if that's the case, it's probably a 6:30 start no matter what, if there's only 1.
I think it's likely that these games are taking place at the same time, which is very unfortunate.
Pretty cool,
they
though.
can't change the baseball game. It is pretty cool, but like you said, I mean, you want everyone at the Pistons game. But I guess at least the city will be popping either way.
Might have to go down. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. We talk about on this show having the home field advantage all the time. Well, if your home or business uses propane, the company with the advantage is Forward Energy. Since 1925, they've been serving our local community with propane and fuel solutions for homes and businesses. Local people, reliable service, Forward Energy, part of the home team.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Let's make sure we hit the news still. We'll get more to the Pistons here shortly. Kyle Sandel, take it away.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
All right, let's take a peek at the news. We got a lot of Pistons to talk about today, so we can take a small break from that. Let's first off take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Want to let everybody know that there's a charity pickleball tournament going on this weekend, Friday through Sunday at the Greater Midland Tennis Center, and it's benefiting the Midland Area Community Foundation. If you want to learn more, just head to maxlovesmidland.com/community-calendar. You ever been a pickleballer? Are you at that stage of your life yet?
I've played. I like it. It's fun.
I'm bad at it, man.
I'm not good at it either.
Not that I'm bad at it, I don't think. I just think everyone is good at it.
Yeah, because
Like-
it's something that you theoretically think if you're just an athletic person in general, you can step on the court and be pretty good at. It's not the case. There's a lot of skill and finesse involved with it, rather than just pure I can move from one side of the court
like
to the
I think
other.
everyone can casually play it, but everyone is good at it. Like there are so many people that are just like good at pickleball, and I'm certainly not.
So you and me, you don't think we could go win this charity event?
No, I don't think so. But
Would we win a single match?
I don't think so. I'm assuming the people playing in it are like pickleballers, you know?
I have a hard time getting the ball to land in the zone. I hit it too hard, and then it goes over the zone.
You don't have the finesse then. Well, another team that didn't have any issue hitting the ball too hard last night was the Atlanta Braves when Matt Olson walked off. Kenley Jansen, man, Skubal shines through 7. He strikes out the side in the 7th inning. So he had a pretty good outing, only giving up 2 runs. He had a funny feeling on the outside of his arm. I don't know if you saw this. He got checked out. It seemed like he might get pulled from the game. Avoids an injury scare. He said, "No, I'm fine." Then he strikes out the side. Didn't matter, though, because as the Pistons game was closing out, Kenley Jansen gives up a 2-run walk-off bomb. Tigers lose.
This is from Tigers data on Twitter. Through 31 games, the Detroit Tigers bullpen has blown 7 leads. That is 22% of their total games, 43% of their losses this year. They've got a real problem.
Almost half of their losses
are because of blown leads. And Kenley Jansen has not been the answer. It was really fun for that 2-week stretch at the beginning of the season. He's just straight up not been very good this year.
which is really unfortunate because
he was great last year.
And we loved the signing. Which it was a good signing in theory.
He had 1 blown lead last year. He has 3 already this year.
I think we have to try to explore Will Vest closing things down. I get Jansen's here to, be the closer, but if he's not closing well and there's other guys that might be better options, maybe even a Kyle Finnegan,
it's not like Vest has been fantastic this year though.
Sure, but he also has not really pitched in the 9th inning. we know the difference between 8th inning Vest and 9th inning Vest.
Yeah, when he has the opportunity to close the game out, get the save,
typically
he dials
pretty good.
it up.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Tigers go down 2-0 in the series against the Braves. They're going to close things out today at 12:15, a really early start today. We'll be listening to that basically right after the show ends, so it's a jam-packed day of sports if you're tuning into the show today. Framber Valdez going up against Bryce Elder today. Tigers got to get a win. You can't get swept. They're under 500 right now, 15-16.
Somehow, they're 1 game out from first place?
Yeah, I mean, the AL Central.
This is just how it's going to be all year.
Continues to be a joke. I mean, if you look at it right now, Guardians are first at 500. No teams are above 500, and I already saw this stat the other day. It's getting thrown around. The other Central Division, the NL Central, yeah, all 5 teams are above 500. So,
the Tigers are
Good job.
10-2 at home this year. They just aren't losing in Comerica Park.
they also just haven't played as much there. They've only played 12 games at home.
19
They're
going
to play their 20th game on the road today. It's crazy. Got to get these home games going, man. We are going to get them this weekend, so that's nice.
What do you think wins this division? 87 wins? 85?
Might be high. I mean, I still think at the end of the day, it's whatever you think the Tigers are going to win. 85 is probably right, which is, that's pretty hilarious.
Not good.
That's 4 games above, That's going to be not 4, maybe 6 to 7 games ahead.
As of right now, for the division, the Tigers are still favored at -110.
Worth noting, too, and we'll use this for the Covenant Healthcare injury report, Casey Mize does hit the 15-day IL. Javi Baez hits the 10-day IL with a significant right ankle sprain. Jace Young is who comes up to replace Javi Baez, which we never really talked about yesterday, like as far as guys who could replace Javi. And then it is Emmanuel De Jesus who is back to replace Casey Mize on the starting side of things. But Jace Young is not here to play shortstop. I think they just brought him up just because A.J. Hinch said the backup shortstop option right now is Hao-Yu Lee, who has not played shortstop. He just said he feels he is most fit, and he's been taking ground balls there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring up Jace Young yesterday.
Right.
He's a first baseman, third baseman guy. So I guess we hope Kevin McGonigal doesn't get hurt.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. But, yeah, once again, Tigers at 12-15 today against the Braves. Jace Young did get on base yesterday and score a run, so I thought he got a hit, but he didn't get a hit. He just got on base. Shout out to Jace Young. Okay, other stuff going on here in the news. Other NBA scores from last night. We discussed this a little bit earlier, but the Cavs go up 3-2 on the Raptors. That's going to be whoever wins that series takes on the winner of Pistons Magic, so going to start having to pay some attention to that one. The Rockets continue their attempt at a 3-0 comeback. They've won 2 straight. They force a Game 6 up against the Lakers. Still no KD, though, in that series. How are you feeling? Who wins these series?
I think the Lakers win. I think the Celtics win. I think the Knicks win. I think the Pistons win. I think the Nuggets win.
Nuggets down 3-2. They would be coming back from 3-1 as well.
Minnesota doesn't advance.
Yeah. Denver favored to win that series right now, by the way. Pistons are plus 110, so they're just about a hair at even money. But the Nuggets are heavily favored to win their series against the Timberwolves, which is pretty interesting. I obviously understand that they don't have Ant, but like they didn't have Ant in Game 4 when they won and went up 3-1. So that's what we got going on tonight. Knicks versus Hawks. All of those series that are playing tonight potentially could end tonight. Game 6 is all around. Knicks-Hawks at 7. That's on ESPN. Knicks lead that one 3-2. They are back in Atlanta for that. Celtics 76ers at 8. That's on Peacock. Boston up 3-2. That's in Philly, though, so Philly could force a Game 7 at home, just like the Hawks. And then the Timberwolves have a chance to close out their series at home against the Nuggets. That's the late game at 9:30, but Denver 5.5-point favorites on the road.
Most likely to be a Game 7, Denver.
Probably Denver, yeah. I'm doing it on the road is still difficult. I think Philly, like having Game 6 at home is interesting.
Some people are saying they play better on the road, though.
The Boston, you're saying? Yeah.
Boston plays better on the road, yeah.
As far as the lines go, the Vegas would tell you that Knicks-Hawks is the most likely to go to a Game 7.
I don't know. I feel like the Knicks figured them out.
I think so, too. The Knicks are 2.5-point favorites here on the road, so we'll save the rest of the news for later.
All right. 989-837-6125. We've got Around the League coming up. We're going to have LeDuc on. And, of course, we got to keep recapping this Pistons win because I'm roped back in. I'm all back in on this team. Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's all on the line. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on The Mitt. Subscribe on YouTube if you have not already. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The
Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN. Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
I feel yesterday was significant in that it was Cade Cunningham opening the door and taking the first steps into his prime. 45 points. Still turned the ball over 6 times, but that's why I feel like he's just one step through the door. Like yesterday to me was 90 to 95% of what Cade Cunningham's peak looks like. And if he had 3 turnovers instead of 6, I'd say that's it right there. I think for the most part, like the very best version of Cade, he gets a few more assists than he did last night. But again, Orlando has basically dared him to be a score-first guard, and he's like, okay, let's do this. Let's tango. Let's go basket for basket. And he won the duel with another former first overall pick. He hit his threes, which basically makes him unguardable between his footwork, his strength, his size. The last thing that he's always needed is that I'll make you pay for this if you give me an open 3, which he hadn't had through the first 4 games of the playoffs. He did last night. It felt like every 3 he took, he was going to make. And you felt it from a very early point on in the game. 45 points in total. Did you think, like, are you aligned with me here that you think this actually might be the beginning of Cade Cunningham's prime? That might have been his arrival game?
Like, you think this is the first time we've seen him starting to enter his prime, though?
I mean, it needed to happen in the playoffs before I was ready to be like, yeah, he's here. And he's also like 24 at the end of the day. It's not like he's, it's like 26. This is usually about when it starts to happen. And I felt like yesterday on a national stage, in an elimination game, in a playoff game, this was the first time I was like, this is it, man. This is the guy that we all dreamed of. I think we've seen versions of it, but this was the first time with the lights on that I think he came through like this.
That's fair, because this is definitely, I mean, no doubt about it. I'm not breaking any news here. That was the best game of his career. Like, no doubt about it. He was so spectacular last night. In the fact that, of course, he went off, but he went off for the entire of the game. He closed out that little step back, like the snatch back mid-range that he hit to put him up 5. I mean, if he misses that shot, all of a sudden Orlando's down 3 with the ball. Like, he did it. He did it all last night. And the 6 turnovers, I mean, yes, you still would like that to be shrunk. But I'm not going to say, like, man, if he only had 2 turnovers, then that's the best Cade Cunningham game of all time. Like, so you might be right in the fact that this is the first glimpse of, like, peak Cade. But we were also, like, throwing MVP stuff out at some point this season. Like, to be an MVP, I feel like you're likely already seeing glimpses of your peak as a player.
Sure. I think for me to really start to believe it, though, like you have to do it in the playoffs. Like, hell, Jalen Duren's going to be an all-NBA guy. We think worse of him after the entirety of this season than we did, after the playoffs. With Cade, it's like if he would have stunk it up, it would have been like, cool, all that MVP talk was for nothing. Now he's backing it up, and when, it's all said and done, 10 years from now, and we're going to look back at what are the best games of Cade's career, this might be on the top 5, top 10 list. Like, as of right now, it is number 1.
It's number 1. And obviously, like, most of those games have to be playoff games unless you drop 70 points in the regular season, which that's going to be pretty good too. But I hope he gets a lot more bigger stakes playoff games rather than being down in an elimination game to the 8 seed as the 1 seed in round 1. That's not always the most fun thing. So I think there will be more opportunity for Cade to do it. But yeah, this probably is the beginning of it. Yeah, I can get behind this.
I look around the Eastern Conference too, and you have a guy like Donovan Mitchell who, a proven playoff guy, but not a ton of playoff team success. You've got the 2 Jays in Boston who have obviously both won an NBA championship and have had team success and individual success. You got Giannis, who's not around right now. And Brunson, who is a better scorer than Cade, although Cade's averaging the 2nd most points per game here in the playoffs. I don't think it's really that crazy to say Cade's the best player that's in the playoffs on this side of the bracket. You go out west, maybe it's a little bit of a different story. The 3 MVP candidates are all out there. You look around in the East, I think he's the best player. Between the defense, we've seen him. How many blocks have we seen him have in transition here in the playoffs? How many times have we seen it happen in the regular season? He's the best guy that we have to throw at Paolo, which is kind of crazy to say that our point guard, who's 45 points, is the best defender that we have. That's not just like a pure rim protector.
Yeah.
Cade's the best option. We have to throw up Paolo. He did a great job on him last night. And with everything he does offensively, not even just the scoring, but just the having to deal with all the pressure, all the attention being on you, the double teams constantly, the not only having to score, but having to like work your teammates to get open shots. I don't think that there's a player that's capable of doing what Cade Cunningham is doing in the Eastern Conference. Like, one-for-one swaps with either of the guys in Boston. I don't think this Pistons team's as good.
Really? You don't think so?
I don't
it's
think
hard.
so.
I can get behind the case of, like, I'm going to not fully count Jason Tatum because we are getting a discount version of him. Like, he's still coming off of...
Are we? He looks pretty good to me.
Okay, he's still, like, 20 games back from being from a serious injury. You know, like... If fully healthy Jason Tatum, I'm taking him over Cade. I mean, the guy has played in so, like, I love Cade, man. Like, Cade has been great, and it's hard to say that after a game like last night. We can't just forget about what we were talking about 2 days ago. Like, you gave him the most blame for them being down 3-1. And all of a sudden, he's the
also
best
gonna get
player
most
in the
credit
entire
for them
conference.
Being, if they are to come back and do this.
Well, yeah, obviously, because he just dropped 45 points. Like, no doubt. Like, I'm with you, but...
Let's just put it this way: if they
Tatum's won a ring, man. He's got a championship. Giannis has a championship as the best guy on the team.
I just don't know what to do with Giannis anymore. He's always hurt.
Giannis is tough, for sure.
If you flipped Jalen Brunson and Cade Cunningham, I think the Knicks are just a better team than they are right now with Jalen Brunson. I think the Pistons are worse. They'd be way too Brunson reliant. Whereas Cade makes sure to get everybody else involved and only takes over scoring when he absolutely has to.
It would be a much different situation. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's also difficult. Like, I understand we all hate Jalen Brunson. But, like, a year ago, that guy was the best player in the series. No doubt about it.
And that was a year ago.
It's not like he's gotten worse.
Yeah, but Cade has gotten way better. Like, at the end of the day, Brunson wasn't a number 1 overall pick for a reason because he had a ceiling. And I think we've seen Brunson hit that ceiling, and it's incredibly high, and it's better than what 99% of NBA players will ever achieve. He's one of the 15 best guys in the league, 12 best guys in the league. I think Cade has kind of ascended past that. And last night was almost like proof of performance. He did it. He's here. He's having these types of games that only the rarest type of rare NBA players are able to have.
And, like, I mean, he's the leading scorer in the Eastern Conference in the playoffs, you know, like that. And he's not even this, like, elite scorer. And that's what I did love another thing about Stan Van last night. He just, at the beginning of the game, he just kept saying, like, Cade has just got to go score. Like, these guys can't guard Cade. He just kept saying, he's like, these guys can't guard him. The Orlando Magic are a great team defense, but they can't guard Cade. And all of his turnovers come when he's trying to be this facilitator and get other guys going. He's just got to go get buckets, and he did.
I love when Cade just does the thing where he's like, yeah, I'm just going to kind of, like, post up. Not post up, but do the between the legs and then pivot and get. I'm just going to get to my spots, and you can't really stop me from doing it. I'm too bigger than you. My shoulders are too broad. You can't really get around me and pick the ball off.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to snatch it back and shoot a jump shot.
Like,
over
Suggs, you're this great defender, man. Like, really good All-NBA type defender.
But
and
you're too small.
It didn't matter. Like, he was just continuing to knock down shots over him. Really quick, I don't want to get off topic, but, like, I'm just looking at the playoff points leaders. Guess who is 4th in points per game in the playoffs right now? I'll give it to you because it's so random. Yeah. You got Shea, Cade, Brunson as their top 3. Like, oh, that's pretty standard there.
Ayo Dosunmu?
Dylan Brooks.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Dylan Brooks averaged 26 points per game in those 4 games against the Thunder. So funny.
And they are done.
So
he'll probably finish towards the top.
I'll get with you on Brunson. He is better than Brunson now. I just think it is difficult to be like, no doubt he's better than Brunson because Brunson has just still been really good. And I understand we all hate him, so it's easy to just shade like, oh, Brunson, he's not better than Cade. Well, it's a debate. Donovan Mitchell, I want another guy that I'll give it to Cade for sure. Has a pretty good proven track record of being an awesome playoff guy. His teams just don't have a lot of success. But I'll give it to Cade. Tatum's where I'll draw the line. I'll say Cade is the second.
What about this version of Tatum, though? Like, I'm talking this playoffs right now.
You just said you don't think there's a difference between these Tatums.
I don't.
Then give me Tatum if you think that.
All right. Well, then he's the second best player. But I think he's the first. I think if you put Tatum on this team and took away Cade, they'd be like, I don't know. I don't think they'd be as good as they are right now.
Sure. It's not my favorite argument in the world.
989-837-6125. Let's work some football in when we come back and take a trip around the league, presented by Aired Insurance. Dow, proudly rooted in Midland, making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create cleaner solutions for water, safer homes, and a more sustainable future. A company built on science but driven by people, with thousands of employees who call this community home, supporting local schools, events, and nonprofits, because being a good neighbor matters. From the lab to the Little League field, Dow is invested in the places we live, work, and play. Dow, solving with science and standing with community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Let's work some football in and take a trip around the league, presented by Aired Insurance.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, do you want me to guess or do you want to guess? I'll let you have the dealer's choice on this one. We want to guess the division favorites in each division across the NFL after the draft.
I made you guess last time, so sure, I'll be the guesser today.
Let's start with the NFC North. Who's favored? Is it the
Okay, which
Lions? Is
teams
it
are
the
in the
Bears?
North?
Is it the? Don't do that with me. Come on.
Sorry, I was pulling a John.
John didn't know which teams were in the North.
No, it's just something he would do, you know? Like when I asked him if the Pistons can come back, well, who are they playing? Whatever it was.
Right. Yeah. No. Right.
Who did they draft? Who did the Lions draft? I don't know. Okay, who are the favorites in each division right now?
Yeah. Also, by the way, you can bet on who will be the number 1 overall pick in 2027 already.
Arch Manning's got to be the favorite.
Yeah, I would just like zag on that and take anybody else.
Yeah, he's just got to be the favorite, though, right?
He is, yes.
Okay, so it's going to be between the actually, this could be any 3 teams. This could be Lions, Packers, Bears. The Lions were the favorite in the offseason, which I always thought was really odd based off of just they love the Packers and the Bears are the reigning champions.
Bears lost a lot, though.
The Bears lost a lot, and I think I almost am throwing them out of it, which is odd. I think Green Bay is the favorite.
Lions
It's
plus
the Lions.
150. Kind of by a significant margin. Lions are plus 150. Green Bay is plus 230. They like, I know the Lions didn't have a splashy free agency, but they fixed their offensive line. I think the number one thing is the 4th place schedule, though.
Good point.
You don't have to play tough teams at all this upcoming year.
Yeah, I mean, they could still be like a similar team to last year's exact team plays the same exact way the whole year.
With the injuries.
They probably win like 11 games, right?
Yeah, even with the injuries that they suffered. I mean, obviously you're playing the division teams. You play New Orleans, who frisky, I guess. Tampa Bay.
They could be good.
New England, the Jets, Tennessee, the Giants, and then on the road, Atlanta, Buffalo, Carolina, Miami, Arizona. Miami, Arizona, both of those. That's probably the 2 worst teams in the league.
Talk about great road games to get, man. Whew.
Yeah, I'd rather the tough ones be at home, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. At Buffalo, though, this year. That's pretty fun.
Actually, I take that back. I'd rather the hard games be on the road. Like the games where you play the hardest teams in the league, I'd rather those just be on the road. Give me the home games that are just guaranteed wins. But I think Miami and Arizona being on the road is fine.
I think it's a guaranteed road win.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next team, next division. Give me the...
What is Green Bay, by the way? Like,
plus
just odds-wise? They're second?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of by a significant margin.
Yeah.
NFC East division favorite winner. Who do you got?
The NFC Beast. This one could be all over the place as far as outside of the number 1 team, but Philly's obviously the favorite.
Yeah, plus 140. Dallas is number 2 at plus 200.
Yeah, I think you could make a case for all 3 teams to be number 2. Just they seem to, everyone's really high on the Giants. Commanders are probably last, right?
No, the Giants are still
Really?
last. You can't let the offseason totally
I mean,
shift what we
everyone
saw
is
last
just
year.
saying like the Giants are the Pats this year. I mean, it's just so obvious.
Which is why I'm out on that. I'm just.
But the
I'm
Pats
good.
who were the obvious one last year too.
And I was in on that one. This one, I just don't believe in the quarterback. I think it just comes down to that.
I think you've said that a few times.
Who is the AFC West division favorite?
AFC West. We're really jumping around here. See, this one's so difficult because, like, Mahomes, I don't know. Is Mahomes going to play? No one knows. They have Justin Fields as their QB. They didn't win it last year. The Broncos won it last year. The Chargers are going to be pretty good. The Raiders got Mendoza.
Don't forget they drafted Garrett Nussmeier, too.
Oh, the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I feel like the books are going to lean Chiefs just because if they don't, then people are going to bet it. So I will go Chiefs.
I'll accept that answer. There's two teams I would have accepted, though.
They're
Both
tied?
plus 180, the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Really? I guess Bo Nix is probably also going to be out to start the year too, right?
No, the report is that he should be healthy. That came out yesterday.
So they just think Broncos overperformed last year, huh?
First place schedule now. Gets a little tougher.
Okay, interesting. Chargers with the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs should not be favorites, right? Can we agree to that?
Yeah, I think it should be the
Can we
Chargers.
agree on that?
Well, yes, but also,
If Mahomes misses any more than 4 games,
yeah, I'm with you.
no chance they should be favorites.
I also won't be surprised. Like, that's just the thing with this Chiefs team, man. It's the only guy in the league where it's like they probably just should be favorites no matter what, no matter who's on the roster.
I mean, they also won the division like 8 years in a row or something, so
Yeah.
that's probably why they should be as well. I'm just very interested once the schedule comes out, because if the Chiefs like cake part of their schedule is in the beginning of the year, the NFL fans are going to they are going to have a large reaction.
Oh,
to
you're
that.
saying if they've the easiest games of their season, you know that's
Correct.
going to happen. Though.
It totally is. They'll play the Raiders in week 1.
Yeah,
they'll
before
play
Mendoza's
they'll play
even
the
starting.
Jets. They'll play. Yeah, they'll get all their easy games early. 100%.
People are going to freak out. Let's just face it. It's more fun when the Chiefs are in the playoffs.
It totally is. I mean, think about the AFC last year. Oh wait, is Jacksonville gonna go to the Super Bowl? Oh, what about Houston? Who cares about any of those teams?
Well, speaking of those two teams, who's the winner in the AFC, the division favorite in the AFC South?
Man, this is another one that is like,
You got Daniel Jones coming back as well.
yeah, Houston has made the playoffs 3 years in a row, not winning the division each time, but Jacksonville winning it last year. Travis Hunter should be back.
But only playing corner now.
I like the Colts team the most, I think.
Really?
But is Daniel Jones going to be healthy? I don't know. He tore his ACL, right?
Yeah,
That's a pretty big injury.
I'd say so.
I like
they also
the-
didn't have a first-round pick to add to their team this year.
Yeah, you're talking me out of them. I do like the Colts, though. I'm just going to say the Jags are favorites again, unless they really love that Houston defense.
They really love that Houston defense, my friend, and I can't blame them. It's just, I don't know why it would be any worse than it was last year.
It didn't win the division last year.
You're right, it didn't win the division last year. But hopefully their offense can take a little bit of a step
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, I guess. Is Tank Dell ever going to play football again? Did we know that?
Probably not.
That sucks.
AFC North, who's the favorite? See, first team that has minus odds.
Baltimore.
Yes.
No way that they just do what they did last year again. They're going to be really
You mean
good.
be injured the entire
They'll
season and
figure
Lamar
it out.
Jackson doesn't look like
Yeah,
himself?
Lamar,
Wait, are we sure are we getting Lamar Jackson this year?
I'm banking on Lamar Jackson making a comeback. I mean, I think last year was just a really weird year all around for Baltimore. I think Lamar's back this year, 100%.
Because even when he was playing, he just
Yeah,
that wasn't Lamar Jackson. That was Jamar Laxon.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It really was, yeah.
Cincinnati, number 2, by the way.
What is the minus odds? Like, how big of?
Minus 120.
Okay, so not crazy. Cincinnati second, really? Man, they're just always like, do these people not know about Pittsburgh, man? Do these people not know? They're
Well,
going
they
to be
don't have
good,
a quarterback
man.
right now.
They didn't at the same time last year, and yet what'd they do? Win the division.
Yeah. AFC East.
Buffalo.
Yeah, minus 130.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, New England obviously winning it last year, going to the Super Bowl, but they're like the most
They're due for
expected
regression.
team to regress, and then they have all this stuff going on with Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, they were favorites, and then all the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini stuff came out.
No
and
way.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's good though.
It's the story that never stops. It's the story that keeps on giving us content.
It won't end.
No.
Once
The
again,
Spotify playlist thing was
the
hilarious.
Spotify playlist, man. Imagine like 4 weeks you lose 4 games in a row, and you got to listen to some terrible playlist from your side chick. I mean, come
Side
on,
chick.
man.
I did see one, and now we're like, we're getting real off the radar here. I saw one that she was on the beat for Tennessee one week, and then had a child exactly 40 weeks later. It could have been a complete lie, just a Twitter lie, but I was like, oh man. And then I was like, there's no way that can be true. And then I thought about it for like 3 seconds. I was like, there's no way any of this can be true. And all of it is.
All of it is. So crazy, man.
What are the divisions we haven't done?
We haven't done the
South.
NFC West. Oh, NFC South, too. Okay. NFC South. This is one of the weirdest divisions every year that the Buccaneers just seem to win. Last year, Carolina won. There's no way in hell they are favored. Atlanta feels like their roster is maybe the best, but their quarterback is Tua or Penix. By default, the Bucs just have to be favored again, right?
Yeah, but it's the division where Vegas has no idea what's
Yeah,
going to
because
happen.
New Orleans probably doesn't have that bad of odds either, right?
Yeah. Plus 290, and they're second.
New
Plus-
Orleans is second.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm with you, though. Atlanta has the best roster. Their quarterback situation is just like the most up in the air in the
Are
league.
they're third, I assume?
Yes.
So the team that won the division last year and didn't lose any significant players is
plus
last.
310.
Is picked
First place
last.
schedule, I guess.
Plus 310 and being last. Yeah, they really don't know what to do.
I don't think there's bad value in taking Carolina, to be honest. It's just the first place schedule is going to be brutal because you're
Yeah.
going to have to play.
They're not going to win the division.
I guess it's like, what, the Bears, the Eagles? Maybe those teams aren't juggernauts. I don't know. And then how about that NFC West?
Man, this is tough because these are probably the two best teams in the NFC. We did the power ranking yesterday. These two are the top two teams in the NFL. So I'm going to, based off of what happened this offseason, who made the bigger offseason move and maybe a sign of regression, I will say Rams are favored because of the McDuffie trade.
Yeah, they are. Plus 130. There you go.
How close is Seattle?
Seattle is plus 175. Your conference favorites are Buffalo, Baltimore, and the Chargers. And the Patriots, all at plus 750 or shorter. And in the NFC, it's Rams, Seattle, 49ers, Eagles, Lions, all plus 900 or shorter.
Can't wait to parlay all 8 of these, man.
There you go. That's a trip around the league presented by Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs. Whether that's life or home or auto or fiscal insurance, it's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. on 100.9 The Mid.
Kevin LeDuc is here, one of the biggest Pistons fans you'll meet in the Great Lakes Bay region. How was your viewing experience last night at Nord watching the game?
Absolutely wonderful. It's always good to get a nice W, and when I tuned in today, it was great to hear you guys having a lot of confidence in the Pistons and thinking that they're going to go all the way, but I was a little bit shocked this morning. I walked into the party store. As always, I always bring you a gift, right?
Oh, God.
So I walked into the party store this morning, and I think somebody put this out a little bit early, but it's a DVD here. And I think it's a sequel to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and it's How to Lose Your Girl, Media Support, Millions of Dollars as a #1 seed, starring Jalen Duren and Angel Reese. But what was even more shocking when I heard your confidence this morning is when I flipped it over, I saw that it was directed by Kyle, and there's commentary by you on here. This is absolutely unbelievable. I don't want you to play both sides, so it was great to hear the confidence today. So
This is so good. This was at the.
Oh my God.
What store did you get this at?
Well, I don't want to name a store's name because they could be a sponsor of the show one day. I'm thinking of the money here, you know?
That's, you know what, you're
What a
thinking
guy.
way far ahead.
Sarah's loving this.
Oh, my God. That is so good. I don't know where you got this or how you came up with this.
Oh,
Well,
my
I'm going to
God.
let you
but
guys
this is
keep your
good.
secrets. Don't tell me how. I mean, who's even putting DVDs out anymore? I'm not even sure, but
That's what I'm saying. That's why these collections are so good. That's going front and
How do you
center.
think of this stuff, Kevin, man? So creative.
it's all you guys. It's your name on it. I'm not sure, Kyle. Just let me know how you directed it. We'll compare notes.
It's like a rom-com. How to Lose Your Girl, Media Support, and Millions of Dollars as a 1 seed. Jalen Duren, Angel Reese. The
Hopefully
stars
this
of the
never
show.
comes out, though, because we are back on track now. He looked a little bit better last night.
He didn't look like a disaster. I said he's still like he was the kid that just smelled really bad. Now he just like if you really put your nose up to him, you can smell it. But he's since put on some deodorant.
Well, they were definitely trying to give him some confidence. They went to him right away at the beginning of the game. He did kind of disappear for the rest of the game, but he wasn't forcing anything, and he
Yeah.
at least looked competent on defense. He showed a lot more emotion on the court. I think that puts us in a good spot, but we need so much more from him in 6 and 7. If we're going to win this series, he does have to be better than he's been, even better than last night.
I think last night is basically as good as it's going to be for him, and I still think it can be enough from the Pistons if Cade continues to play at a high level. I don't think he'll score 45 again, but Tobias can hit some threes. Duncan can hit some threes. It'd be nice if Danis Jenkins hit a singular shot. That'd be nice.
Well, it's so tough. You take a look at this, you're depending so much on one player, and I know Orlando is as well. When you have these great superstars like Paolo or Cade carrying your team, dropping 45 points, they're basically neutralizing one another. It's all about what the supporting cast is doing from there. Tobias has been absolutely incredible. I will not hear Tobias slander online. I'm not taking it. I know a lot of people are really in love with some of the bench guys that haven't been in there, but
You mean
it's just
Paul
not
Reed?
the time. Paul Reed, Holland, I love those guys, but it's just not the time for them right now. It's going to take these other guys stepping up.
I think Tobias has been really good. It'd be nice if he could hit threes at a little bit higher of a clip because right now he's just feels like he cannot hit them from behind the arc. I know you can talk Pistons with me all day, but you got to give a little plug for Give Local Midland.
Absolutely,
right now.
man. Give Local Midland taking place on May 5th right here in Midland. It's Midland's 24-hour giving day to support nonprofit endowment funds held at the Midland Area Community Foundation, and we are looking to have our biggest Give Local ever. We have 88 nonprofit endowment funds taking part in this day. We have over $160,000 in matching funds. That's more than double than we've ever had before, meaning even if you give $5 on that day, that's as much as you're going to spend for a couple tacos on Taco Tuesday. That donation will go way further on May 5th. You're helping out nonprofits that do critical work here in Midland.
You want to give me some of the nonprofits that you guys work with?
Absolutely. We work with a ton. So everything from causes involving animals to youth sports to human service, even the Santa House. You can support any of these nonprofit endowment funds that you're looking for.
You get to
Humane
choose.
Society of Midland County. You choose which ones you support. It is a pure competition. We have a leaderboard right on there all day long, so you can tune in at any point on givelocalmidland.org and see who's number 1, number 2, number 3, who's raising the most funds throughout the day. And they're also competing for $3,000 in prizes. There's different parameters around those prizes. Sometimes it's donations at specific times. Sometimes it's amount of donations within a specific hour. But this is a giant day for our nonprofits. They really get into it, and they treat it like a huge competition.
So who won this last year?
If we're looking at last year's leaderboard, we had a lot of people up there. Humane Society of Midland County always does an incredible job. We always have huge support from the Open Door downtown here in Midland. And we have a lot of organizations that are taking big part in this.
So Humane Society, who would you call like the heavy favorite this year to win it?
Listen, man, I'm not picking and choosing favorites when it comes to our local nonprofits doing critical work. But I will say, whoever's
give us
out there
the
hustling the
odds.
hardest on
give us
social
the
media,
odds. Can I bet on this?
yeah, going off at plus 100 right now on FanDuel. No, I'm kidding. Can't do that. I'm not going to put our nonprofits up against one another. I'm going to let them drive that competition because we're just happy that they're deciding to take part in this Giving Day.
There you go. And that's happening on May 5th all day, midnight to
May 5th,
midnight.
midnight to midnight. I'll be up at midnight. I'll be up at the next midnight, making sure we're
When are you gonna
monitoring
sleep?
everything 24 hours. Hey, we'll figure it out throughout the day. It's a huge day for us. This is massive, and it only comes around once a year, and it's been a lot of fun.
Is this like a drink 3 different Red Bulls throughout the day type of day for you? Like, is there a legit no chance you're sleeping?
Red Bulls, coffee, whatever it's going to take. I'll sleep a little bit after midnight. We'll make sure it gets off to a good start between midnight and 1. We'll get a few hours, but we're right back up at it. But honestly, we're so excited at the Community Foundation, you don't want to sleep.
You should do what about like a 24-hour live stream as a part of this to where we can watch Kevin LeDuc react to the donations that are coming through?
You say that as a joke, but I've talked to my friends at NCTV about doing a 24-hour telethon on this before, and we're still entertaining the idea. So maybe next year I'm keeping it in the hopper.
I'm not going to let you forget about that one. The 24-hour Kevin LeDuc live stream would, in fact, feed families.
How much money
if there's
could
some
we
playoff
raise
games
in
going on in
24
between it, we could get all sorts of mixes of emotions going on.
Kevin's like, thank you for the donation. Then he looks at the TV. He's like, no! What the hell?
What is going on?
Anything else that you want to plug with Give Local Midland?
It's just such a big day. So go to givelocalmidland.org. You can see all of the nonprofits that are taking part in this. We really appreciate all the donors that have already stepped up to contribute to those matching funds. It's going to be a really, really big day for our nonprofits. I'm extremely excited about it. When I say it's going to be the biggest Give Local Midland ever, I truly believe that.
May 5th. What day of the week is that?
May 5th, Tuesday, May 5th. Give Local Midland always takes place on the first Tuesday in May. So May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, givelocalmidland.org.
Cinco de Mayo. Celebrate with a little margarita.
Absolutely.
Donate to some of the local Humane Society, some of the local nonprofits here. Kevin, I appreciate you coming on and letting everybody know about that. I need your predictions for what happens the rest of this series, though.
I think the Pistons are going to take it home. I do believe they're going to win 6 and 7, but it's not so clear cut. I mean, they've been outplayed in so many of these quarters. You look at 24 quarters have been played so far in this series.
Yeah.
They've probably been outplayed in 17 or 18 of those. We need a lot. We really do need a lot. We are the better team, though. We're the number 1 seed for a reason. They have to go out and punk them on their home court. It just has to happen. It reminds me a lot of 2003 when this happened. I know I've mentioned it in the chat before. You guys have mentioned it a couple times. But in that series, Tayshaun Prince really came alive in Game 5, locked down T-Mac. That was his coming out party. I'm looking at Asar to be kind of that Tayshaun Prince role this year and really be the guy that comes out and establishes himself as a solid, complete role player in this league for years to come.
Yeah, I think I'm with Kevin here, Kyle. Would you nominate somebody else that's kind of elevating into, like, it's never going to be with the scoring with Asar, but someone who's kind of, by the end of this playoffs, it's like, wait a minute, is this one of the 30, 40 best assets there is in basketball?
Ooh, I mean, Asar feels like the right answer. And as far as what has happened so far, I mean, it feels like there really isn't any other better options. But Tobias Harris going into the offseason might make a little bit more money than we thought he was going to initially,
this is
right?
the most classic Tobias Harris way to
Right,
ever,
it is.
right?
But
Someone's going to overpay him, and then they're going to realize it's not a bad contract, but then towards the end of the contract, it'll be like, no, Tobias is great.
I think that's exactly what he'll probably just get a similar deal what he got coming to Detroit, right? Like a 2-year, $20 to $25 million contract.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't be that expensive nowadays, but he might be playing his way into it.
So you got Pistons in 7. Kyle, you've also got Pistons in 7, right?
I got Pistons in 6.
Okay, that's can't happen.
Yeah, I know.
And we all think Asar is the breakout player, so it's nice that we all agree on things.
We're super original.
It feels like manifest destiny. It has to happen now, right?
I just still can't believe that we got the How to Lose Your Girl media support and millions of dollars as a 1 seed featuring Jalen Duren and Angel Reese CD, directed by Kyle Sandel and with exclusive commentary from Ben Bosscher. This is the greatest gift.
I can't believe
we've
you guys
ever
have kept
received.
it under wraps so long. It's just unbelievable. I think you guys have had that ready to go since Game 2.
The last 3 times Kevin's come on, we've gotten this movie as a CD. We've gotten the Detroit FC scarf, and then we've gotten high school pictures of Kevin LeDuc in Pistons jerseys. This has been, and we've got the 2004 NBA Finals on
Man, what is next?
CD as well. You know what? We got to get more people coming and bringing us gifts, Kyle. Kevin's the only guy that brings us gifts.
Does this
and the
mean we
A&W guys.
Do we have to get Kevin a gift? Because he's gifted us so many
Ooh.
times.
I already have a 100.9 The Mitt shirt. I was here the day the brand got announced, so I already have one of those. So you guys have done enough. I listen to you guys every day. The show's a gift. Thank you guys for putting great stuff out there. Thank you for doing local sports commentary. This is a rare thing to have this show in a nonprofit ballpark it's just amazing. Like, you guys do awesome stuff. What you guys do here is a rarity, especially in this region.
Well, thank you, Kevin. We appreciate that. On behalf of everyone at 100.9 The Mint. All right, when we come back, we'll get more into this Pistons thing. I think Duran has shaken off a little bit of the nastiness. Talk about that when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show. Again, Give Local Midland happening on May 5th. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. on 100.9 The Mid.
You know, as funny as this gift that we had just received, the movie copy of How to Lose Your Girl, Media Sport, and Millions of Dollars as a 1 seed featuring Jalen Duren and Angel Reese that LeDuc just gave us. I feel like he did wash off the stink a little bit last night. You know? Like, it's...
Who, Kevin?
No, Kevin doesn't stink. Jalen Duren, he smelled bad for a while there. It was nasty, and I feel like he washed off a little bit of the nastiness last night. Now, it could come back if he just goes like 0 for 4 and doesn't really do anything in Game 6. But I feel like the reason that he was struggling so much in the first games was he was trying to force his way onto the box score, and it just wasn't going very accordingly because Orlando's doing everything they can to stop him. He's just taking what they give him now and making the right plays and finding a way to impact the game without scoring, like he did with 5 offensive rebounds last night. Like, that to me is like, okay, I can live with this, even if you're not scoring 20 points per game. You probably aren't going to score 20 points in a series, or in this series specifically, in any singular game. But if it can be more of what it was last night, and somebody else, whether it's Danis, whether it's Tobias, somebody else alongside Cade can step up in the scoring department, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't like a stellar Jalen Duren game like we got a lot in the second half of the regular season. No doubt, though, it was his best game of this playoffs, and I think it was at least the most complete game. It didn't. Every single game so far, we have gotten a stretch of Duren minutes that were like abysmal.
Yeah,
it was clearly he was getting bullied, and it was a mental thing. Yeah, exactly. And he hurt the team so much in Game 4 that they had to take him out for Game 3 that they had to take him out for a large majority of it. So I don't know if we're ever going to get the big 25 and 12 Duren game. Like, I just don't think that's coming in this series. Maybe without Franz, there's a chance that Orlando just has to play some different lineups that ends up hurting them on the interior. But with the way that Cade is scoring the basketball, one, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it feels like Cade has completely shifted his mindset in this series. I mean, that was obvious based off of last night, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the whole I'm looking for Duren on the lob thing that's out the window because Orlando's taking it away. Sure, I'll score 45 points. Like,
I didn't know he had this in him. Cade.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I didn't think he was capable of it, but the flip the switch of like, yeah, I'm just going to score way more now. That's like superstar stuff to me. That very few players can just be like, yeah, I've decided I'm going to take more shots and just score more now rather than look for other teammates because that's what my team needs right now.
And I feel like with going back to Duren, like in this series, there's been a lot of times where not only the Pistons, but himself has really tried to force something. Like, man, all season long, I was able to catch the ball on the wing and hit a guy with an in and out move and just take him to the cup and score. And that has not worked in this series. And you've seen that with, like, he'll catch the ball at the elbow and just, like, shoot a mid-range shot. Or he'll catch it and just, like, take a terrible, like, bumping into a guy. And it's like, Duren, what are we doing? Like, it feels like he's almost realizing I have 4 points in the third quarter. Like, that's not me. I got to do something. I don't think there was much of that last night. There was the one mid-range shot that he took where I was just like, Duren, man. Like, that's just, why are we shooting that shot? We can get a better shot than that. But other than that, I think that last night, none of it was forced. His game came natural, which is what the Pistons have been wanting from him this whole time because that's how good he was in the regular season. All of it was natural. It wasn't him forcing anything. That's what they need to get out of him. So I don't know if he's fully shaken off the stench, if you're referring it to that, but certainly he has the opportunity to by tomorrow night. I think if he backs it up with another big game and Wendell Carter has another meh game, I think that it's gone, yeah. And which is important because we know the matchup that they might get in round 2. I hate to look to round 2 because they still have so much work to do. But it's only going to get tougher from here as far as the bigs you're going to have to face off against.
So you and I both agree that it's Asar Thompson that's really taking the leap in terms of like, oh my God, is this guy actually a top 30 asset in the NBA? Like this guy just changes the way that every outcome of every game he plays in. But in terms of the scoring department, who's the guy that's got to step up if it's not going to be Duren? Because I don't think we can bank on Cade Cunningham scoring 45 again and again for the next 2 games. I think I would love to say it's Jenkins, but he's been so poor that I have no confidence in that happening.
I was going to say him, but like the bench has just won their minutes. Like if we're talking who needs to step up for the Pistons to win the series, I don't think anybody on the bench does. Because the bench is in 2 consecutive games now has just dominated the Magic's bench. And even that little, start of the fourth quarter stretch or the middle of the second quarter stretch with no Cade, they've won those minutes despite Danis not doing anything. So, of course, if he does, maybe he still is the answer because it's like a cherry on top and he hasn't done it all series. So if he
give us 12 points.
I was about to say, if he did give you like 2 threes with some middies and some lays, all of a sudden, like, there's no way Orlando's going to win. It's definitely a valid answer. But I think my answer is still, like, I don't think it's any coincidence the Pistons have, like, won the game that Tobias went off. And I know that they lost game 4, but that was really their only stretch. I think Tobias just kind of has to keep doing this.
Yeah, can Tobias just hit like 2 extra threes?
Can Tobias be 15 to 20 points like in game 6 and 7?
He's been unbelievable inside the arc. Like he's 57. I think they flashed the graphic last night. He was 57% on twos and something like 13% on threes.
Short corner, turnaround. You know it's coming, man. He still just knocks it down.
He's Walmart Carmelo Anthony. Like, and that's a compliment to Tobias Harris, not a knock on him. He's Walmart. Like he plays exactly like Carmelo Anthony does. He catches the ball 15 feet out,
couple
jab
jabs,
step, back,
one dribble,
turn around, post hook from the or not post hook,
bump.
but yeah, like that's how he plays, and it's a little like, hey, everyone's gonna watch me do this, which can become frustrating if he's not making his shots. But he's been making all of those shots in the playoffs. It's the threes that just every single one of them is short.
I wish that the box scores showed you dunks because Tobias has dunked the ball in this series like so many times. When he comes storming down the paint, and whether it's Duran or somebody that has the ball down low finds him on a cut, Orlando like doesn't want to jump with him, which is weird because it's Tobias Harris, man. Like it's not like it's a Sar Thompson attack in the hoop.
I think Pro Reference does have dunks. I'm just
really?
trying to find the individual games. Yeah. It's on here somewhere.
Speaking of dunks, by the way, while you're searching for that, a guy that needs to never try to dunk again, Danis Jenkins. Has he ever dunked? I'll look up his dunks.
He tried to dunk on somebody.
He tried to posterize one of the, I think it was Goga Patazzi, or no, I think it was Wendell Carter, actually. And oh, my goodness. I mean, Danis Jenkins, lay the ball up. It was an easy 2 points, and he went for the poster. And it's like, dude, you haven't even been able to make a shot all series. Now you're trying to yam on somebody?
Yeah, I had the exact same thought.
He
almost got it, though. He almost got it.
I mean, he got rim stuffed. Like, I don't really think he almost got it. I don't know if Danis Jenkins has ever, like, at least just me watching him this year, I don't think I've ever seen him dunk, which he's 6'4". It's not like he's 6 foot tall. Like, should be able to dunk. I just don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Usually it's that underhand, like, scoop layup that he does.
Yeah, you can do that. Go for that.
I think he's ultimately the answer. Like, if he can just give us one nice performance in Game 6, like, he's 2 for 17 from 3 right now. Man, if you could just hit like 2 threes, go 2 for 6 the next game, I'll take that. I'll be thrilled with that.
I think like specifically for Game 6, everyone always says in road elimination games, your shooters just tend to struggle. It's like a very large trend in NBA history. You're at home, your shooters shoot the ball really well. On the road in elimination games, they don't. If they can get an exact replica game they got from Duncan Robinson last night in Game 6, where he just hits 3 threes, shoots it well, I think they win. Like, Duncan does – it is kind of unfortunate how much of a factor the games he has relate to wins and losses, but that's just the role he's been given on this team for him being the lone high-volume three-point shooting guy, and with Herter out too. So if you get the same exact game from Duncan, a 3 to 4 threes game, I think you win.
I found it. Tobias Harris has dunked the ball 8 times in the playoffs.
That's pretty good, man.
That's a lot of dunks.
That's almost 2 a game.
It's just as many as a men and a SAR.
Yeah, like he beat Duncan, dude. It's Tobias, man. Like, why? It feels like the Magic are not trying to contest his dunks.
Cade's got 4 dunks. It felt like all of them came in Game 3.
Yeah, like Tobias has double the amount of dunks as Cade. That's crazy.
Yeah, LeBron James has 3.
How many's Paolo got? Because he beat Duncan too, man. He really beat Duncan.
Paolo's probably towards the top. Paolo has not as many as Tobias.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He has 7. Paolo has 7 dunks.
Remember when Paolo dunked on Corey Joseph in his NBA debut, like baptized Corey Joseph against the Pistons?
That is a name that only the truest, like, we watched the worst Pistons games ever.
It was a poster, man. Like, you knew Paolo was going to be a problem the day that happened.
Malachi Flynn got to be the most random Piston ever, right?
Not even close. Give me Jordan Bone.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mid. Don't go anywhere. 11 o'clock hour on the way. Have the Pistons reeled you back in to believing.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Are you back in on the Detroit Pistons? Do you believe that they can win? Let's just put it this way. How far do you think this can go? Like, they're down 3-2 right now. They were down 3-1 yesterday, and suddenly they have some life to them. I think the Franz thing is the most fascinating part, because I legitimately believe that they've lost their best player, their most consistent player, their best two-way guy in Franz Wagner. He had the best plus-minus on Orlando through 4 games. He brought size that, without him on the floor last night, I don't think he's like some excellent lights-out defender. But without him on the floor last night, guess who was way easier to come by buckets for? Cade Cunningham. They're missing size. All of a sudden, Detroit's the one that's out rebounding Orlando and getting all the offensive rebounds rather than vice versa. They're missing size, they're missing defense, they're missing consistency, they're missing playmaking, scoring, all of it. That player's probably not coming back. I think that cracked the door open for the Pistons, and the Pistons opened the door back up and now just have to win one more game to force a Game 7. I think that is ultimately the number one reason I think that they still have life for this series. The second reason is I think they have the best player in this series. And he may have just scratched the surface of his prime and took his first step into it. Obviously, this season, MVP candidate, could be first-team All-NBA guy. Before the collapse lung, he was a lock to be. But you got to do it in the playoffs for us to really value you, to really ascend up the list, really ascend up the rankings. You got to do it in the playoffs. And last night, for the first time, he completely takes over in the scoring department, goes toe-to-toe with another former number 1 pick, puts up 45 points, doesn't miss a free throw. All regular season, he only scored 35 4 times. And in the playoffs, he's already done it twice here in a matter of 5 games. He's been a stud so far. And I think this is a monumental moment in this guy's career of, hey, man, this is the best game of my career. Our backs were against the wall. I forced a game 6. Now I'm here, man. Like, this is someone that you have to deal with. And it always has been. But now that he has these playoff games under his belt, too, I feel like this is really a coming out party for the career of Cade Cunningham. Those are the number 1 and 2 reasons I think the Pistons are coming back from 3-1.
Yeah, the Franz thing, we had talked about this before even last night's game. That's even after watching the Pistons win a single game to get back into this thing, you kind of already felt confident because of Franz being out. Cade could have just the matchup of who is going to guard Cade. He could have not even had that big of a game. We knew that was going to have a major impact. And on top of it, Jamal Cain dunks on a guy, and all of a sudden he's starting a playoff game.
5 points, 1 assist. 1 assist, that's bigger than the 17 points that you're missing with Franz. You're missing the playmaking.
100%. And Anthony Black had himself a good game. I don't think you're getting that again. He shot the ball really good from deep. He has been terrible so far in this playoff series.
Have Anthony Black out there as much as you want. It's a guy for Cade to hunt.
Exactly. Yeah, he
small.
picks up so many fouls. Tristan Da Silva was supposed to be a guy that could space for them that might get a lot of minutes with Franz being out. He was not much of a factor. Them losing Franz, it's been the number 1 thing with this Magic team all year long. It's the reason why they were the 8th seed. They weren't healthy all year. Their starting lineup, awesome. They have a good starting lineup. They really do, when healthy. The problem is they were never healthy. Franz missed half the year. Banchero missed a good amount of the year. Suggs missed a ton of time this season.
And their bench stinks.
And their bench is terrible. And that's why the Pistons, who let's not sit here and act like the Pistons have this awesome bench, right? It's been something we've discussed with this team. They're not very deep. Their bench is absolutely outplayed Orlando's. So the second that the Magic starting lineup gets tinkered with, specifically losing their second best guy in this playoff series, I'll give Paolo the crown now after last night's game. That's for sure.
Yeah, jeez, man. He's so good. Every time the Pistons tried to, put Orlando out of its misery, Paolo had an answer to keep him within striking distance. And when it got all the way up to 3, my heart started the Pistons were in control for the entirety of that game. And then the last few minutes, I was like, there's no way I'm going to bed tonight after a historic collapse. There's no way this is how the season's going to end. Sure enough, Cade's like, I got us. Here's a step back mid-range. Jalen Suggs sending you into a different dimension, brother. I'm over here. You're over there.
I can't even think about what would have happened if they lost that game last night after the way
I'd be
Cade
on
was
0
playing.
hours of sleep, without a doubt.
I don't know. It would have been awful. Yeah. Thank God it didn't happen. But, yeah, going back to your point of the Cade and Paolo stuff and them not having Franz, that is absolutely the number 1 reason why. Now, the thing that fears me the most, that I'm scared about, is they just haven't won in Orlando in this series. Mm-hmm. They lost both of those games. And not only did they lose both of the games, they lost them in crunch time. And in crunch time, a loud crowd is going to be a major factor.
Yeah.
And so the Pistons have yet to overcome that. I guarantee you the Orlando fans in an elimination game where they could go to the second round at home, they're going to be way louder than they were in games 3 and 4. And they were awesome in those games. The Orlando crowd was sick. They're going to be 10 times that in tomorrow night. And so that's what makes me scared going into this game. Because even think about how they bounced back in game 3. They got punked by the Pistons in game 2 to make that 1-1. They went back home and it didn't matter.
The crowd was good, yeah.
So it's not like we can say, well, the Pistons are bringing momentum into game 6. Yeah, they are, sure. They also did in game 3, and it didn't matter.
Counter. And I think you're right about everything. And if they get into a crunch time situation,
right about everything. Thank you.
I think if they get into a crunch time situation, the crowd is without a doubt going to play a factor. If the Pistons come out early swinging and are able to throw the first couple punches the way that they were, at the beginning of game 4, where it's the way that Orlando did at the beginning of game 4, all of a sudden, I think the crowd might become very eerie of what's happening. If the Pistons can get out to an early lead, there's a chance that Orlando can't claw their way back into it because their crowd never ignites. I think for the Pistons, the first quarter of Game 6 is maybe the most important quarter that we've had so far in the series. Getting out to a strong start, not doing the thing where you turn the ball over 7 times in the first quarter, 3 times in the first couple minutes, that will go a long way to knocking Orlando's crowd out of it and never letting them get riled up.
Yeah.
Because then it starts to be the pressure turns on Orlando now. I think there's probably still more pressure on the Pistons being the 1 seed as of right now. But if they can get out to an early lead in Game 6, I think it's completely all flipped. And all of a sudden it's wait, we're not actually going to blow the 3-1 lead, are we? And then all of a sudden Orlando feels the pressure and their crowd feels the pressure, and it becomes a little bit of a, wait a minute, this isn't actually happening, right? I think we can turn it on them.
I think so too, because they also came out hot in this game, in Game 5. Now it's going to be different doing it on the road versus at home, because we know both of the ways they came out on the road in Games 3 and 4. Whew, it was terrible. Game 4 was the worst of all time, and Game 3 wasn't so great either. And so Pistons, 3.5-point favorites. I think that does matter. I know some people hate listening to the lines about these games and stuff, but this stuff matters, man. The Pistons were 11-point favorites last night. Obviously they didn't fully cover, but they were close to it. And so plus 120 now to win the series. It's moving around a little bit, just like it was earlier. But they plus 120 to win 2 games and go on the road to win Game 6.
I was just going to bring this up. You believe they're winning, right? Are you willing to put your money on it? Plus 120, is that good enough value for you to be yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's put some money on this.
It's good value.
I'm staring at it right now.
To me, I think most Pistons fans feel this way, right? If they win Game 6, they're winning Game 7.
I really hope so.
Tomorrow night is the decider. Obviously, once we get to Game 7, I'm not going to be Pistons won already. I don't even really care about this game because they're going to win. But basically, in my brain, that plus 120 is Pistons money line tomorrow night is plus 120.
Yeah.
And yet, when you look at it for tomorrow night, Pistons versus Magic,
they're favored.
The Pistons are minus 160 on the money line. So, yes, the price is nice, but it all matters for tomorrow. Tomorrow's game is the ultimate decider, and we just have laid it out. They haven't won in Orlando yet. So, I can't sit here and be 100% confident that it's going to get done. Magic also don't have Franz, and that is just the number one thing and he hasn't been ruled out yet. He's not going to play. That's the number one thing in this series. That has shifted things. And I love what Cade did, and I'm not saying he wouldn't have had as awesome of game if Franz played, but it's the number one reason why even yesterday we were yeah, they can come back from 3-1.
I don't think he would have had that game if Franz played.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have.
His shot making was at a level last night where he still would have had a good game, no doubt about it. He was making shots where yeah, the jump shot's going to be there if it's going to be there, whether it's Suggs or Franz. But Franz has so much more size. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't push literally bully, physically dominate Franz the way that he does with Suggs and Bane.
Yeah, exactly. The Pistons got to figure out a way to get to Paolo, by the way.
Because it doesn't feel like they have any answer for him.
If I'm being straight up honest, too, who's more likely to have another hero 45-point game? It's Banchero over Cade. It just is.
At home, yeah.
So they got to find a way to. I mean, they should send 2 at him every time as soon as he starts to penetrate, and they started to in the 4th.
Make guys like De Silva and Kane hit shots.
Yeah,
because you got to dare them to do it.
100%.
You can't let Paolo be the one to take you out again, and I feel like they'll make that adjustment of having Duran or whoever guard Paolo. Just don't let Duran. They tend to bring him out onto the perimeter and then just attack him downhill, and then he gets into foul trouble. It's a guarantee. If they can just keep Tobias in front, hey Tobias, just keep him in front of you. Asar's coming from the weak side to help. It screws them up every time. Although I will say, there's been some possessions where they've got the best of them. There's also been just as many where Paolo's had some incredible passes out of the post.
Yeah, he has.
Incredible.
He's just been incredible. It's that simple. Playoff Paolo, really does exist. But I'm with you in the fact of you got to let other guys, if you're going to bring 2, you got to let other guys make you pay with jump shots. But how many dang times are the Pistons going to leave Bane by himself on a wing? Their rotation sometimes gets so messed up where it's how come Bane is the guy that no one recovered to in time?
Well, I mean, if they're going to send doubles to somebody, and Orlando's efficient at finding the open guy, it's pretty hard to recover from.
But if you're Duncan Robinson, I'm just not going to leave Bane. Yeah. I'll leave the other guy. I understand your basketball instinct is to shift over on a rotation when, the ball's getting moved around. I get that. There was 3 or 4 times, even in last night's game, that Bane caught the ball in the wing wide open. That cannot happen once.
So what do we think? Pistons plus 120, parlay that with the
Parlay with
Lakers?
any. The Lakers
Or
are.
we already did that.
Yeah, you're right. I can't double down on that. Actually, yeah, I'm not even touching this at all. That was supposed to be the block of the year, man. What did we do
Pistons,
that? We
Lakers?
did that after game 3?
Yeah, when they were down 1-2.
Or, yeah, after game. Yeah. I think we did it after game 2. I think it was 1-1.
I placed mine on the 24th, so maybe it was 1-1 6 days ago. And the Lakers were up 2-0. Yeah, that sounds about right. 989-837-6125. The 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Not everyone has the same insurance needs, and Yiter wants to make sure you're covered every step of the way. They treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Nine 989-837-6125. I'm opening my heart up to be broken again. I really do believe that they're going to be able to get this thing done. I really do believe that the Pistons are going to be able to win Game 6. And if they do that, I think it comes down to this, Kyle. I think if they win the first quarter of Game 6 by margin, they're going to win the series. I think it's that important, the first quarter tomorrow night.
I think it's fair, too, because it was a really good point that Kevin brought up when he was on, that they have gotten outplayed in almost like most quarters in this series. I mean, last night was probably the first game that it felt like all 4 quarters I'll give to the Pistons.
Yeah.
Just based off of the way that they were able to stop every single run that the Magic went on. I still think that the Magic, like, they never went out of it. They were able to come back into this thing as often as possible. But every other game, I mean, the Magic's wins, they've dominated the quarters. They've been in control almost every single time. So if you are able to get off to that lead, yeah, it also is going to help limit their crowd. And that's the one part that I'm the most scared about. They just haven't won in Orlando. The Magic's crowd is better than the Pistons, which is frustrating. And the Pistons crowd better show up for Game 7 in LCA if it gets to that point, even though there might be Sunday Night Baseball going on too. But still, that is probably the number one factor going into that game, yeah.
Paul says, I doubt the Magic will gamble with Franz. They play the same guys as they played in Game 5, and they'll need Franz later if they advance. A wake up for the Pistons to go full throttle. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. The Franz injury, the calf injury, I think they'd be doing him a disservice. And I'm not just saying this because I don't want him to play, because I think the Pistons have the advantage without him. I think if they brought him back, that'd be insanity. Borderline malpractice on behalf of Franz Wagner.
I mean, I don't think they can. I don't think they can bring him back. I don't know if either team, it just doesn't make sense for either party here. And he's not going to be himself. And, with the history of what's happened in the NBA, it feels like you're almost thinking about it too much, where you're overthinking playing, and it's just not a good idea.
You know how yesterday I told you all of the players that wore 0 have torn the Achilles in the playoffs with a calf injury? Dante DiVincenzo also wore 0. That's 4 players in the last 4 years that have torn their Achilles who wear 0 in the playoffs.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
That's a weird stat.
Who wears number 0 on the Pistons?
Jalen Duren.
Yeah, no, let's not do this. Yeah. Sauce Boss in our YouTube chat says, I know people are excited about Cade last night, and then we extended the series, but to me it was more alarming. They don't have Wagner, and we needed 40-plus from Cade to barely win.
I mean, they had Paolo have 45 too. You can bang on. I think the Paolo and Cade stuff cross each other out. So it's yeah, we won by a handful of points.
Yeah, I mean
they
had the same amount of points. Yeah,
yeah. Late surge from the Magic made it seem a little bit closer than it was. I think for the most part the Pistons were in control almost all of last night.
Yeah,
they were getting offensive rebounds. They turned the ball over less, but still more than an ideal number of times. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, checks on number 1 picks in the last 6 years in the playoffs. So Edwards, he's great. Cade and Paolo, man, they just had 45. Wembanyama's already in the second round. Cooper Flagg just won Rookie of the Year. Man, these rookies are so good. Atlanta, they have a number 1 overall pick. They're in the playoffs. He got a DNP last night. Man, poor Hawks fans. Imagine if they just had Stephon Castle. They just had him.
That'd be nice.
That'd be pretty good.
I don't feel bad for anybody.
I don't. It's just funny looking at that because the number 1 overall picks have just been not generational, but superstars.
Ralph says, nope, don't feel like I'm being roped back in. Still dumb turnovers and 5 guys next to the paint, leaving shooters wide open. I don't know. The shooters were pretty good last night.
I mean, we don't have many people sitting here thinking the Pistons are going to pull this thing off, man. Are we blinded? Is it just our fandom bleeding through here?
I don't think so.
We sound like the only guys that are thinking they're going to win this thing.
I think the Franz thing is real. I'll stand by until they lose. I don't know why I have any other reason to think that they are going to lose. I know that seems a little bit ahead of myself, but I think the Franz thing is very real. They're
totally
1-0 in games that Franz Wagner didn't play. That's the way I'm thinking about it.
Somebody give us some reassurance here. Text us in that you also think they're going to win this thing, because right now it's just me and Ben on team comeback.
Yeah, where are the people who believe? We need you. We're calling
For real.
you. Here's the bat signal. Here's
calling
the
you
old
out.
school. Instead of the bad boy, it's the Bad Boys logo. It's the skull. We are flashing it into the night sky. We need to hear from someone who thinks that this is going to win. So please, even if you've never texted in before, we need some sort of sign of encouragement to make Kyle and I feel like we're not on an island here of the only people that think that they can win this series. I believe the Franz Wagner thing is real. Cade Cunningham stepping into his prime last night is real. They just need Danis Jenkins to not be miserable from behind the arc, and they are going to be fine. They need Tobias Harris to hit a couple of shots from the outside, and they're going to be fine. Because you know what's going to happen in Game 5 or Game 6? Asar Thompson's going to continue to wreak havoc This like the breakout of Sar Thompson stuff has happened. And it's not even happening with the scoring.
Yeah,
at least it wasn't last night.
the 2 best games of his career in this playoff series.
That's happening, and it's not going away. And now that Franz is not playing, guess what? It's another guy that Sar Thompson can help off of and just kind of run around and create havoc. The no Franz thing is real. Someone please tell us that you agree. 989-837-6125. We'll take a break. We'll get to some texts. We'll hit the news. We'll do it all when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on the Mitt. Before we go, I got to tell you, Dow, proudly rooted in Midland, making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create cleaner solutions for water, safer homes, and more sustainable future. Company built on science but driven by people with thousands of employees who call this community home. Dow, solving with science and standing with community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
You know what? Thank you to Rob from Saginaw, who texts in saying, Pistons win in 7. Cade refuses to lose. Beef Stew's rim protection is amazing. Duncan hits 3 of 5 threes, and Harris keeps doing his thing. Thompson's impact on defense and hustle for loose balls on the floor is well needed. Oh, and maybe Duren could wake up and play. That would be a plus. Yes. Yes. The Thompson
Thank
stuff
you,
has been, like, as much credit as Cade deserves for last night. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. Asar on defense was maybe equally as good as Cade was on offense, or maybe 90% of what Cade was on offense. I'm truly, like, amazed as every day watching Asar Thompson in these playoffs, whether it's the 15 rebounds, the 5 steals he had, 7 total stocks.
You know, Austin
He's
Rivers,
one of one.
He put it best the other night. I don't know if it was on the Peacock call, so it was in Game 4. It wasn't last night's game, but Rivers said, like, you know, Asar Thompson has one play every game where I'm just like, wow. And then he had like 2 or 3 of them. He goes, my bad. He has like 4 or 5 of those plays every game. Like, it's truly how it is.
And he plays so well within the flow of the offense, too. Like, that's where most of his points come from. I think the most underrated part about it, everyone knows the athleticism, everyone knows the defense. He's such a smart basketball player, too, on offense. Like, he doesn't typically try to force the issue unless he just happens to have the ball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Then you might see it a little bit. But he's constantly looking for Cade, looking to set screens, roll to the rim, kind of float underneath as a ghost on the weak side, and then catch a lob. He's a smart player, man. He's so fun in transition when he's making plays, too. Like, he had 6 assists last night. He's having a breakout season as well. Or breakout
How have
series.
I not played this all day, by the way?
Don't touch me, I'm sizzling.
I mean, he was more than sizzling last night. He was flaming.
Got another text that said, Pistons repeat the 2003 playoff comeback versus the Magic. History will repeat itself. Go Pistons. That's the funniest part about this. I don't know if you believe in the historical parallels.
Oh, I convince myself of them all the time.
Well, this is the perfect one then.
Yeah.
Twice. Can you imagine as an Orlando fan, like twice you're going to blow a 3-1 lead to the Pistons when you think you're going to take them out as a 1 seed?
I mean, most 23 years difference is like something else. But also it's a Magic team that like has no real playoff like success, you know, never winning an NBA championship. So they've already kind of been heartbroken.
Someone said, I believe in the Pistons, and they can win in Orlando and force a Game 7 if they can limit the turnovers, guard Bane, Suggs, and Black, need Duncan to hit some threes, and Duren to score at least 20. Cade can't do it all by himself. That's Zeke from Troy. Thank you for texting in, Zeke. I don't think Duren needs to score 20, though. That's where I'll push back. I'm with you. Duncan's going to have to hit some threes. He's going to have to. They're going to need to shut down Bane or Suggs or Black. Like, not all 3 of those guys can score. And you're right that Cade can't do it by himself. But I think I'm done putting the pressure on Duren that he has to score 20. Because we saw last night, and we've seen twice now in this series, they don't need Duren to score 20 to win.
But I do think it would be like, if he did score 20,
They won.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
Sounds like we do have some believers then. It's not just you and me.
I think it's more on Danis and Tobias. Somebody's got to spark them. Danis scoring like 15 points would go a long way in Game 6. A long way. But he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. From the free throw line, from the field, from behind the arc, it's just been bad all around for Danis Jenkins, who is 2 for 17 on threes, 3 for 31, 8 for 31 from the field, and 6 for 12 from the line. Light's a little too bright for our guy, Danis Jenkins. Got a text that said, delusional. Pistons fans will be disappointed just like the Tigers were last year. I do hope they pull it off, though, and show Detroit teams how to actually win in the playoffs. Yeah, I've seen this being thrown around a lot. Like, all 4 of the teams at one point in the last year or so have been the 1 seed, and none of them have made it to a finals.
Of course, except the Red Wings.
No, the Red Wings
you're
were
saying in the regular season.
Yeah,
Oh,
every
yeah.
single one of them has found a way to blow it.
Ugh.
Which I don't love that.
No, I certainly don't love that.
I will say last night with the 2 TVs, there at one point was like Cade Cunningham had scored and then Riley Green had hit a home run, and I felt like I was in a euphoric moment, like I was floating.
Right.
Like I just left my body and became unconscious and became aware of everything that was happening around me.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
And then there was also the moment where the Tigers give up a walk-off home run while Paulo Banchero nails a 3 to cut it to a 4-point game. And I'm like,
then instead of floating, I went into the ground.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
It's like, oh, this is about to be the worst 20-minute stretch of the season. Yeah.
That was fun, though. At some point this summer, we don't really have time to do it the next week or so. We got to redo the list of top 25 or top athletes under 25 in Detroit and just the top 5 guys in Detroit in general. Because Riley and Cade, we need to see where they fit in. Because last year at this time, it would have been like, yeah, these are maybe 2 of the 3 best guys.
Tobias might be working his way on that list.
We got another text that said, Franz departed late in the third quarter of Game 4 with the injury, and we didn't close it out with a win. Because I said we're 1-0 when Franz doesn't play. I think it's totally different when you leave halfway through a game versus when you leave.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you have the Pistons had the whole 1 day off to figure out how they're going to play against no Franz Magic.
Yeah, and when you lose a guy in the middle of a game, it's like the game's already kind of had a rhythm and a feel to it.
100%. I mean, the Timberwolves won the game that Anthony Edwards went out in.
Couldn't
and
keep it close
DiVincenzo.
in the next game.
Yeah, it just you're right. I wouldn't count that one.
No, they're 1-0 in games where Franz Wagner doesn't start. I guess I should say that. That's maybe the better way to put it. Kyle, let's take it away with the mid-morning catch.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
Okay, Tigers obviously blowing it last night. They're back in action today, looking to avoid the sweep with the Braves. It's Framber Valdez versus Bryce Elder. 12:15 first pitch, one of the earliest ones we've gotten of the year outside of that 11 o'clock game that we had when we got to react live to against Boston. We do have a lineup for today. I'll run through it really quickly. McGonigal, Torres, Keith at shortstop, second, and DH. Riley Green, Torkelson, Carpenter at left, first, and right. And then Vierling, Hao-Yu Lee, and Jake Rogers behind the dish today. Center field and third for Vierling and Lee.
Who'd you say was
Young.
DH? Who'd you say was DH?
Cole Keith.
No Dingler.
No Dingler. But I like Cole Keith, so I'm happy with him being in there.
I like Dingler in the lineup. That's all I'll say.
No Jace Young, who got the call-up yesterday in place of Javi Baez, who hit the injured list. Casey Mize gets put on the 15-day injured list as well. We should be getting an update on Zach McKinstry, I'm assuming, pretty soon. But yeah, I'm guessing they just brought Jace Young up to be like, hey, he's been in the bigs before. You know what? You're probably only going to be here for 2 series max. So let's just give him an opportunity while he's here. No pressure to put him in the lineup or anything. Jace Young's time as a Tiger, I would assume, is just probably cooked, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, with the emergence of McGonigal being able to play third and Cole Keith, yeah, I can't imagine there's really any avenue for him to be playing.
The last first-round pick of the Al Avila era, I believe.
Is that right? Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or would it have been Job? I think it was Job, actually.
Are they the same draft class?
No, they were, because Young was a first-round pick, too.
Yeah, I think it was Job.
I think it was Job, yeah. Either way, Jace Young is on the team, not in the lineup today for Detroit. Okay, we're getting some more news on this. Actually, I do want to say this. You said we had a text from a guy named Zeke earlier. It's Zeke's birthday today, though. Isaiah Thomas, 65 years old, Pistons legend.
65, wow. Yeah, and his record got broken last night. 44 points was the most in a playoff game by a Piston ever. Now it's Cade Cunningham with 45.
Very cool. Who will be the next Piston to break that?
Cade
if you had to
Cunningham?
pick someone.
Can I just say Cade again?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's probably fair. And it's
there's nobody else on the team
you're
that's
right,
even
you're
close.
Right. Probably a bad question, yeah. Okay, we're getting more updates, though, on this Live Golf situation. Live Golf, it is exploding as we live. I mean, it is just going down quickly. They have established a new independent board in an attempt to survive, but it sounds like either today or tomorrow, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund is going to officially announce its departure of funding this league. It kind of already has happened, but they just haven't announced it completely yet. And a potential return, as some Live players are trying to go back to the PGA Tour, and they've already kind of left Live figuring out a way to return to the tour potentially this season as well. But this is going to be really odd. This was a big deal a couple years ago when it was Live versus PGA. A lot of people thought it was going to be the end of the PGA Tour. Obviously, that was not the case. Guys like John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, a lot of legendary players that are in Live Golf. Their future of where they're going to be playing is up in the air.
Are they not allowed to come back?
Well, the PGA, I mean, a reason a lot of these guys left was so that they could make money off of themselves.
I know, but are they,
like guys like Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, who have appeared on YouTube videos, and obviously Bryson he's a straight up YouTuber at this point. Like there are strict rules against that in the PGA. So I don't know what the path to returning is like. You know, I don't know if they're allowed to come back. I truly don't.
Wait, they're not allowed to.
Phil Mickelson the same way.
Why are they not allowed to make YouTube videos and make content?
Because they're represented by the PGA and they're represented by their brand. That was a big reason why Live Golf was introduced, so that guys could leave and do stuff like that.
Yeah, but I wasn't into golf back then, so this is all new to me. Like that'd be like if the NFL was like, no, the St. Brown brothers can't do their podcast. They represent the NFL. Like what? What are we talking about? Loosen up, PGA.
And it might happen at this point.
It's gonna have to.
So we'll see what goes down with all those really good golfers that are in Live, but potentially that league could just be ending at the end of the season. We will see. Michigan State has added another primetime opponent to their 2026-2027 basketball schedule. They will be going on the road to take on Rick Barnes and Tennessee as a part of their loaded non-con schedule. They already played Duke in the Champions Classic. They'll be playing Arkansas in LCA on Thanksgiving, I believe, and they're playing out in California against Gonzaga. So now their fourth primetime matchup of the offseason. Pretty classic Tom Izzo here. Just going to play as much loaded teams as he can in the non-con before Big Ten play kicks off.
Hell yeah.
The Tigers have hired longtime MLB pitcher Kyle Hendricks as a special assistant to join the staff. He was pitching in Chicago when both Chris Fetter and Scott Harris were a part of the Cubs organization. He pitched for a really long time, mainly for the Cubs. So, yeah, it looks like we have a new staffer as a part of the Tigers MLB staff.
There we go.
That's cool. Okay, a couple more things here. In the news, we do have NBA games going on tonight. 3 series that could end. Knicks Hawks at 7, Celtics Sixers at 8, Nuggets T-Wolves at 9:30. Most likely series to end tonight, Ben. If you only could pick one to finish, who would you put all your money on?
Celtics. I think the Celtics close off Philly tonight. It was nice that Joel was able to come back and have his 30 points. I don't think that's going to happen in the game where he is basically 48 hours to rest.
And do any of these games go to Game 7? Any of these series?
Of the ones on tonight?
The ones on tonight. Hawks, Knicks.
I would say Denver does.
Denver.
Yeah, they got to win one more game.
Goes to 7.
No Ant tonight. They got to win without Ant. Yeah, I would say that one's going to go to 7.
Yeah, I think so too. Those feel like the most likely ones. And the NHL side of things, we also have a couple Game 6s tonight. Stars versus Wild. The Wild are up 3-2, and they have Game 6 at home. And then Oilers Ducks. The Ducks leading 3-2. Man, Connor McDavid in jeopardy of getting knocked out in round 1 with Edmonton. They are favorites tonight, despite being on the road. 3-2 though. Anaheim has the lead there. All right, that's really all I got for the news. John Wall is going to become the University of Howard's president of basketball operations.
I saw that. That's a weird one.
We have that happen throughout the show today, so that's cool. Sure. That's all I got.
All right. There we go. 989-837-6125. Here we go. 3 traditions to close out every show. When we come back, don't go anywhere. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. If you're looking for workwear that actually works as hard as you do, you've got to check out Thomas Trading Post. They've been proudly serving the Tri-County area for over 40 years, and when it comes to your trusted brands and dependable gear, they know their stuff. In fact, they're the largest retailer of Carhartt in the area, which means their selection is what you want and the quality you expect, all in one place. Whether you're on the job site, in the field, or just need durable, everyday apparel, Thomas Trading Post has you covered. Stop in today, just north of the Midland Mire, and see why they've been a local favorite for more than 4 decades. Thomas Trading Post, built for work, built to last.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
We've got 3 traditions to close things out here on the Ben Bosscher Show. The first of which is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Man, if I would have just done, instead of Scooble 10Ks, which he had 7 of them, if I would have just done Cade 45,
He's probably better than plus 700, yeah.
probably was. And that would have just won me the month.
Why didn't you do that?
I don't know. I don't have a reason. I figured
You could have even done Cade 40 even.
I figured Tarek Scooble to have 10Ks was more likely to have than Cade to have 45.
No, I would have assumed the same thing. Yeah, Ben's in a tough spot here, folks. You've been keeping up with Lock of the Day. It's been going not good. 13 units down here in 2026 and 8.94 units down in the month of April. Checks the calendar. Today's April 30th, a.k.a. the last day of April, which means the good news is tomorrow's the start of May, which is the best month because it's the start of summer. I know it's not actually summer, but like it is.
Okay. It's supposed to be pretty cold this week still.
It is. Dude, what is up with that, by the way?
Yeah, BS.
I had to turn my heat back on again.
I did the exact same thing. I think it was the third time.
It's the third time I've turned it back on because I thought I was in the clear, and I was gonna push through it. By the way, I pushed through it for one night.
Oh, it's supposed to be 40 degrees.
And it was way too. It got below 40 that last night. I had to turn it back on, which sucks. But anyways,
two young old guys bitch and moan about it being cold
for real,
outside.
man, we got to stop. What are we doing? Anyways, so Ben has 1 day left to make up 9 units, which is pretty funny. What are you going to today to try to get that going, Ben? Before you tell me that, the last time you hit on a Thursday, any guesses?
6 weeks ago.
Last week.
Oh yeah, I got hot at the end of it.
I was trying to give you a sense of positivity there.
Well, I was looking around, seeing like, okay, who tonight is likely to score 45 points, and I ultimately came to the conclusion that I didn't like any of the odds. I don't think anybody.
Brunson, huh?
I don't. Well, I just don't really want to bet on Jalen Brunson to score 40.
That's fair.
To be honest, and I don't even think that would have gotten.
I think he already scored 40 one time in this series. Yeah, so the odds probably aren't great.
It's plus 900, so like it would have gotten it done.
Okay.
I'm good. It didn't feel like either of the Tatums or either of the Jays, Tatum or Brown, like. I don't know. There's just they don't need either of those guys to score 40. Nobody on Philly really stood out to me either. So I was just good on basketball. I'm going back to the Tigers. Gleyber Torres, man. Can you hit home run number 3 today and save me? Save me. He's plus 1120, Kyle. He already has 2 this year, right? He's already got 2.
Yeah,
both of them again.
30 games.
Both of them have been against right-handed pitching, which they are facing as their starter today. Their opponent's starter. He's batting 2 in the lineup, so he'll get the at-bats. I don't necessarily think Gleyber's going to get a home run, but I think this is my best avenue of making up the 8.9 units or whatever you think whatever it actually was.
Yeah.
This is my best chance to like actually win the month and make up.
Sure.
This would I'm down 13 units. This would put me down 2 units on the year if Gleyber just bombed. Come on, man. Please save me.
Don't
Gleyber.
talk yourself into this because then you're going to start doing this every day. Wait, I can make it all up almost in one day?
I know. This is the last day to actually do it. But like Gleyber, come on, man. Help me out.
You know, I don't hate the
This
pick
is like
because
a legitimate chance to restart the year.
get you right back into it. Yeah. He was the guy, too, after yesterday's game that Evan Petzel put out a quote this morning that said, like, it was a big Gleyber Torres quote saying, like, look, I understand, like, yeah, the game was blown by the bullpen, but we need to do a better job of supplying runs for these good, like, our starters have had really good performances over the last couple weeks, and we're just not giving them the run support that they need. He's coming out and saying that. Okay, then he understands, like, we got to get something done. Okay, how about me get something done? Hit a home run. Why not? Sure. Nice pick. I'm obviously going to fade it. It's a plus 1,100 bet, but, like, I'm rooting for it. Trust me, I'm rooting for it.
Thanks,
I'd love
Kyle.
that.
Appreciate you.
We're going to get to watch it here soon, too. About a half hour.
Oh, yeah,
20
15.
minutes even.
That's our. Imagine first at bat.
That would be great.
The book does have something about first at bat being home runs. I thought about that with Riley Green. I thought about it.
I mean, that would be just an unreal thing to place.
It's
That's
not that higher of odds than what it is this one right here.
That's a Brendan Sorsby type bet.
The quarterback, the Cincinnati quarterback.
Yes. First pitch to be a strike.
I think that should not be allowed to be bet on. I'm telling you right now. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Second tradition we have, game of the day.
Game of the day.
I'm going to go with no, Anthony Edwards is really tough. I'm going to go with the Celtics versus the Sixers.
Man,
I think this is the best game that we have on TV today.
This guy just hates the Hawks versus Knicks series. I don't think you've picked them one single time, and they always have the closest lines of any of the games.
I'm not.
Once again, it's just a 2.5-point spread. It's the closest line there is.
I don't like watching Jalen Brunson.
It's the earliest game. It's on ESPN. It's the most accessible game.
I don't care about the accessibility.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to be able to watch all of them.
Flexing on everybody, man. He's got every subscription.
I guess. The trick is to be the host as much as possible, and you just end up with all the logins.
Yeah. Say my TV that I have was the TV that I had in the living room of my college apartment.
Yeah.
So it has
It's
everything.
got everything.
I don't even know who's logged into everything, but it's got everything.
Yeah, I think it's the Celtics for me. This is the series I'm the most interested in. Like, could be the most catastrophic collapse if they lose this game tonight. All of a sudden, it's Game 7 in Boston where they've struggled, and then the East is legitimately wide open if they lose. I'll take that game as my game of the day.
Okay.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Second Charles Barkley reference of the show today.
That's right. Asar Thompson put up the Charles Barkley stat line
Nice.
last night. Okay. Last thing we got to do, predict what Colin Cowherd opens with. What do we think it's going to be today, Kyle? Whose turn is it to go first? What's the score? I kind of got a point yesterday, but didn't because I thought he was going to talk about the Knicks.
you didn't get a point. Because if you would have just said Knicks.
Yeah.
But, the angle he took was so surprising.
Such a zag.
You said, he's going to say, the Knicks could win the East. The East is wide open kind of thing because the Knicks had won, Boston had lost. And he basically said, yeah, the Knicks won. Who cares? The Knicks should be winning. This shouldn't even be a series. He just trashed the Knicks for winning. So I'm not going to count that as a point. 53-52 is still the score. I have the lead, and it is your turn to go first today because it was what did I guess? I went first yesterday, and
Probably LeBron.
I guessed Wemby. I guessed the Spurs closing out their series. That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with LeBron and the Lakers potentially blowing a 3-0 lead. First ever. They lost last night without Kevin Durant. Somewhat alarming.
Yeah, that feels right. I was thinking about maybe a Kevin Durant thing, but I don't really know what it would be. The Pistons Magic stuff, I feel like it does. It is a 1 seed playing at the end of the day, but Cade and Banchero had 45 points. I just don't know what the lead is. Is it a first overall pick lead? What if he does that? How good the drafts are. An NBA draft, these top guys are just so good. I don't think that's going to be the pick. I kind of want to zag back to football today.
Oh.
Right?
You could do that.
I might go super niche here because I think you're just getting a point no matter what. I do think it is going to be the LeBron thing. We do have a new 2027 NFL mock draft that's already come out. Front page of ESPN. Guess who's on it? Arch Manning.
The Lions take a quarterback in that, by the way.
Actually?
Yeah.
On the ESPN mock?
Yeah.
What pick do they have in it?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing a quarterback. I don't even remember what quarterback it was.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rock with. I'm gonna go with the Arch Manning lead. I don't see it at all, but sure, why not? Colin likes to talk about Arch Manning and quarterbacks, so interesting. That's what I'll go with.
Okay, there we go. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook for all the latest stats, stories, information. A lot of good stuff there. It's a good follow. Instagram, TikTok, and then Facebook again for reels and short-form content, latest takes, all the good stuff. Hopefully we can get some more subscribers by the end of the day if you haven't already. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Be there or be square. We'll see you then.
The Ben Bosscher